We are live on the Icy Mike Imperfect podcast. We do this every Wednesday night at 9. Tonight we're talking about haters and negativity, how to deal with haters, how you should approach them, what you should do when you read their comments, if you should read their comments, why that's a problem. You know, it's very easy for people to say, oh, just don't worry about it. But that's stupid. That doesn't help. We're going to talk about why people are haters. We're going to talk about how maybe you need haters. Maybe they're important. And we're going to talk about what we're really looking for. This is the Icy Mike Imperfect podcast. If you want to be a guest on this podcast, you call in using the Podbean app. There's a link in the description below. We do this every Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, which I've been saying Eastern Standard Time, but apparently we're under Eastern Daylight Time. The topic of the night is haters. I hope some haters show up. They barely have the guts to use their real name. Sometimes they do online. I have some haters that use their real name, like on the Facebook. But I bet we get at least one who's got the stones to use his voice. Welcome to the Icy Mike Imperfect podcast. We got the live studio filling up over on Podbean. We got the stream filling up on YouTube. This is exciting. This is hard to do. The thing that I'm doing is really hard to do. And people don't get that. People don't understand that my life is so difficult. I know that sounds ridiculous considering I get to do mostly like my favorite things. My whole job is doing my favorite things, but it's still work. Keeping track of several windows is difficult. If I miss your regular, typical run-of-the-mill, chit chat and your normal levels of hate in the live chat, I apologize. I'm trying to get to you. I hope we get a real hater. I've got a surprise for a real hater. If we get a real hater, not you clowns just saying obviously over the top negative things. I hope that guy, who was the guy that said my channel wasn't special and that there was good money in running a gym? I hope that guy shows up. Does anyone remember who that guy was? The guy that said there was good money in running a gym. White Belt Central is here. All my peeps are here. This is Baxter, Nepthu, Joel Brook. If I miss you, I'm sorry. This chat is huge. The Podbean one is growing. We're going to start off with our very first caller. This guy is called Bookwifus. And he's calling in on the Icy Mike Imperfect podcast. Bookwifus. Did I lose you? Bookwifus disconnected. A guy named Bookwifus tried to connect and then disconnected. Here's Bookwifus. We're bringing Bookwifus on now. Bookwifus is online. Bookwifus, we're talking about haters. Are you a hater?
No, I'm not a hater. I just have a question for you.
All right.
Sorry.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. I'm here for you, man.
So it's about the origin of your name. I listened to the podcast where you talked about where you used to work at a go-kart track.
Right.
It was like a icy.
Uh-huh.
You went home and you had a freezing diarrhea.
Yes, I had the cold green diarrhea from drinking like 4 blue raspberry ices mixed with Sprite in the span of about 12 minutes.
Yeah, is that where the icy and Icy Mike?
No. That kind of icy has 2 E's. I'm spelled with a Y, homie.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, dude. Was that...
That was the question. Yeah.
Dude, I love you. I appreciate you so much, man. That's fun. I like when somebody just keeps it light. Normally people call in, it's like, dude, my girlfriend is better at karate than me and she makes fun of me. And my dad says I'm too little to wrestle. And my mom says I'm too big for kung fu. How much weight should I be lifting? And I'm like, shit, I don't know. But you're like, yo, hey, I heard you had freezing green diarrhea. Is that why they call you Icy Mike?
I was just thinking about that today. It just came to me.
It seems like it would be obvious. Like that's not quite it. And I'm not quite ready to reveal where that comes from because now the story is so anticlimactic that I it won't do it justice, but I'm going to let that slide one day. I'll do a video on it. It'll be real clickbaity. And then a bunch of people watch it and be like, oh, that's it? It's not really that interesting.
All right, nice.
But I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you too.
All right, later, dude.
All right, later.
I wish y'all could see Bukowifis's profile picture. Bukowifis, that profile picture is funny. We're bringing on John Dean. John Dean looks like a little kid. So if this is a kid, y'all behave. Or maybe it's a really old dude that uses his kid as his profile picture. What's up, John Dean?
Hello?
It's an old guy that uses his
me?
kid as his profile picture. I understand. Okay.
No, I'm not even old.
Oh.
I'm only 18.
Who's the kid in your profile? That's super weird then. Why is there a kid in your profile picture?
Because that's my friend. We play Minecraft together. So I wanted to ask a couple questions. I didn't really prepare, so...
Okay, well...
anyways.
Give it to me one at a time.
This before on Instagram, but you didn't respond. I don't think you saw it on Instagram. But I want to be a cop, but I'm going into the Marine Corps first, and I wanted your advice.
On... Should you go into the Marine Corps or first before becoming a cop, or should you become a cop, or what? Help me specifically.
Well, yeah, basically both things that you said, whichever.
It depends. Is it like your dream to be a cop? Is that like your dream?
No, my dream would be to be an astronaut because did you see the movie Ad Astra?
Okay, we need to take a hard gut check here. If your dream is to be an astronaut, I don't know you. You know you. Are you ever going to be an astronaut?
No, I'm not good at math.
Okay, so astronaut's out. Not good at math.
Yes.
Your dream's to be an astronaut. Your dream is not to be a cop, but you're too bad at math to be an astronaut.
I mean, being a cop would be pretty cool. It's kind of my second.
No. Okay, so there, I can already answer. I can answer it. I know everything I need to know about you. Being a cop is not pretty cool. It's not your second anything. That is not the type of job you take as your second thing that maybe that would be cool. Unless you are so passionate that you feel like you are dead inside if you are not a cop, I cannot recommend that job for you. It's kind of like running. I only recommend it if you fucking love it. You know what I mean? Like you breathe it, like you've got to do it. It sucks. Don't do it unless you love it.
Running? I have to run a lot.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm saying that's an inside joke for people that follow me and know what I think about running. If you do not live, breathe, and sleep and eat the idea of being a cop, you should not become one right now. It's not just a cool job that would be cool to have, and maybe if my other things don't work out, if I'm not going to be an astronaut, I guess I'll be a cop. Said no cop ever. Just a guess. I think as a young guy who needs direction, that the Marine Corps might be a good fit for you. You know what I mean? You will get direction there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People say I look a bit upset.
Okay, man.
Because I'm talking about haters. Is that good, man? Do you think that that's like, that'll give you time? You spend your 4 or 5 years or whatever in the Marine Corps. They straighten you out. And
guess what I'm going to do in there?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to be an aircraft technician.
Dude, that's brilliant because when you get out, you'll have a trade that no one can take from you. You'll know how to work on shit, right? And then that keeps you out of trouble for 4 or 5 years when you're at your dumbest. Like you're literally entering your dumbest, most dangerous, stupidest phase of your life ever, right? And if you don't have, now if you had a direction, you're like, hey man, I'm the shit at floral arrangements and my dream is to do floral arrangements. I'd be like, well, fuck college and fuck the military, do floral arrangements. But since you're like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. That's a good way to stay out of trouble, build some skills, get some experience, have some structure while you figure it out. If you already had like really strong opinions about what you want to do, like you're really passionate about something that you want to do that you could do, I would say do that. But if you don't, I really think that the military is a great fit for people who are like, you know what? I'm probably going to make nothing but bad decisions for the next 4 years. Let me let somebody else make them for a little while. And then when I get out, I'll be a little more mature. I'll be a little more stable. I'll have some money in my pocket and I'll have a skill that can get me a lucrative job while I figure out if I can be while you pursue your passions? Like, are you in any hobbies? Do you have things you love to do?
Well, my biggest hobby was probably something you wouldn't be proud of, but I did quit it, and quitting basically.
Is it playing Minecraft with kids?
No.
No. What is it?
A lot of smoking weed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do it anymore.
All right, so I'm not against smoking weed. I think we'll save weed for another podcast. I think that's an interesting topic. I don't think, like, people think because I'm a personal trainer and I'm like dude, are you okay? Are you alive? Are you there, man?
Me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, it sounded like you,
Yeah, I'm here.
sounded like you fell down some stairs made out of jackets.
No, sir, I don't know why I'm nervous. I mean, I watch a lot of your videos.
I appreciate you, man. I think that's a great idea. I think that for you, it just seems, I'm just guessing that that's a good fit.
Well, the next question was going to be what you think about weed, but you said...
We'll save that for another one. I hope you call back in. We're going to talk about weed another time, man. I really appreciate you, John.
Okay, love you, bye.
Love you too, bye. All right. This is the Icy Mike Imperfect podcast. I hope I was helpful to that dude. I don't know if I was too helpful, but I hope I was. I just had a gut feeling. Let's talk about when people tell you, do you have haters? I want to know, the question that we've got in the comments is, do you have haters? I want to know. That's like saying drinking milk is a hobby. I don't know the context. Oh, like the weed. Yeah. Westicle said, is playing Minecraft with kids? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Isn't weed political? No, not really. It's some shit that grows out of the ground. It's not political, but we're not getting into weed. What do you have haters in what you do? And it's common online, but do you have haters? What do they say about you? How does that make you feel? And how do you deal with it? But let's start with, what do people hate on you for? Like, if you're the best floral arranger in your area, like, do the other ones in your area hate on you? Do people talk crap about you are you a member of like a Facebook group that talks about couponing and everyone hates on your ideas in there? The forums, that's not very nice. I'm not reading that. Tell me, like, what's going on with you. Do people hate on you? Because Bryce in the Podbean chat says they say I'm handsome and like really good at life. Man, that sucks that they say that about you. Claire says, hey, Pokemaster. Pokemaster says I hate everyone. That's not true. I do not hate everyone. Everyone's saying that I hate everyone and that I seem pissed off. Maybe it's this moody lighting. I'm experimenting with moody lighting. We're going to kick the lights up here in a second. I want a hater. The problem with haters is, what do people tell you? When you say that someone's hating on you and you have a problem with somebody, what is the first piece of advice? I would love it if someone would say this in the comment. When someone's hating on you, what do people tell you to do about it? What's the number one piece of advice that you give your friends and you give your kids and your parents gave you and your friends gave you? When someone's hating on you, what do people tell you to do? Let's take a caller. Egg his car. Tell them to go fuck themselves. Own the thing they're hating for. These are all things that people tell you, but it's not the number one thing. We're going to bring in Sam Porter. Sam Porter, you're online. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, Mike.
What's up, Sam? Missed you.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
The first thing, Claire says, realize they hate themselves. We're going to get into all those, but without thinking too hard. Don't overthink it. You guys are overthinking it and you're too smart for the question. The thing that immediately pops up. Sam, say it again for the people in the back.
Is it just ignore them?
Yes, that's the first thing. Hey, if I Bootyakon Mbaka says, if I have hater, I will ignoring them until they get bored. Bootyakon Mbaka says, if I have hater, I am ignoring them until they get bored. I just did 14 different accents right then. It started, I think, like African and ended Russian. Sam, how have you been? How's training going?
Well, there ain't no training, sadly.
Well,
what?
The fuck you say? The fuck you say, young man? There's no training?
There's no training at the gym.
There's no training at the gym? I don't give a fuck. I didn't say how's training at the gym going. I said how's training going. If you tell me you're
said I've
not
been
training, I'm
training at
hanging
home
up on you
after.
right the fuck now, dude.
I'm training.
All right, then.
extensively.
All right. Okay. All right, I'm good.
There's a... can't remember his name. There's a YouTuber who's doing fitness things, last workout, stuff like that. I've been doing those for general fitness and that, and I've got a Bob dummy,
Okay.
which I think
You got haters, don't you, Sam? You got
probably-
people. You got people that hate on you. don't you?
100%.
And people would tell you, "Oh, just don't let it bother you," right?
Depends who was giving me the advice, but yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, is that very helpful?
No.
No, that's such dumb advice. It's not dumb advice. Doing it is not dumb, but it's useless advice. It's useless advice.
I've found anyway that well, I'm an angry person, but
I know. You're a
using
dark person. There's
that-
darkness inside you, man.
Yeah. Of course, always has been. But I like isn't a great word because I'd rather not have haters. But I think channeling it is way more effective.
Yeah. Well, you're an angry person, and maybe that works for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Different for everyone.
Yeah.
But,
Everyone hates me. Gabriel Brunel says, everyone hates me because my voice sounds like it's constantly sarcastic. Someone says, Bobby Bush says, damn, Mike, you go at your son like that? Yes, I do. I don't tolerate bullshit. Like, I'm hard on my people, you know what I mean? But, like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
iron sharpens iron.
Right. And the haters are hard on me. The haters are hard on me. When people tell you, don't let it bother you, that's dumb. Because it doesn't help, because it bothered you. That's like saying...
Yeah, especially if it does bother you.
That's like saying, hey, Sam, since you're a young guy and a lot of your problems that you have stem from you being so young, just be older. Why don't you just be older? Why don't I just be younger and taller?
If you just don't let it hurt.
Yeah. I had a coach one time, and I know what he meant, but we finished a pad session, and he said, man, you got to stop getting so tired. And I was like, oh, okay. Thanks, coach. That's really good advice, man. That doesn't help.
Perhaps he could have worded that a little bit better.
Yeah, I know what he meant. He's like, you need to up your conditioning.
Yeah, work on your cardio.
He's saying skill-wise, I was doing well, but my conditioning. Maxwell Churchill says, Mike, you are a bitch.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys something.
Come on then.
Yeah. They said your voice is so low you can't hear the guy. Well, he's just a little fellow. You know what I mean? Let me tell these people in the comment section that are pretending to be haters, I'm not interested. It's funny. The gag was funny. I want a real hater. Bring me a hater. I want someone that has something really negative to say about me. Sam, you don't have anything negative to say about me, do you?
Negative to say about you. Sidekicks do definitely work.
Oh, man. Get the fuck out of here.
What about a teep but sideways?
Yeah, I'll take that. That's okay. Jason says, Mike, I hate how you always think you're right. All right, why don't you come on the air and say that shit to my voice?
That only applies if you're not always right.
Yeah. All right, Sam. Well, I appreciate you calling. What did you need? Can I do anything for you? Can I help you with anything? Or you were helping me?
No, I just wanted to generally talk about haters.
You were backing me up. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, it's all good. My G, no worries.
All right, thank you, man. All right.
Pleasure as always.
Pleasure is mine. All right. Jason in the Podbean app says, he hates how I always think I'm right. And I said, I bet you won't come on and say that. And he says, oh, my mic broken again. Right. It's the Ice Mike Imperfect podcast. If you want to be a caller on the air, just jump over on the Podbean app. Link is in the description down below. Oh, I missed a super chat somewhere. Here we go. Anthony D, just be a space cop, bro. Next question. Anthony, I'm so sad I missed that, but I'm so glad I scrolled back up. That advice was for John Dean. Just be a space cop, bro. They're going to need laser sponges. I would say bullet sponges, but they're probably going to be laser sponges. Blade Reese says, Mike, I hate how you always think you're right. Oh, I think this proves that all your haters are fakers. Yeah, I hate the way I don't hate you at all, says Anthony D. Something random says, say that shit to my voice. What the fuck does that mean? I'm not gonna say it to. He's not gonna say it to my face. We're virtual. You know, it's not like he's not gonna say it straight to my face. You know what I mean? When people tell you that don't let it bother you, why that's dumb? Because it does. That's how the conversation usually started. There was a dude in the comments of a Seth's video saying that Icy Mike is some of the worst hands I've ever seen. I ain't never seen that dude up there on a Sunday. Apollo says you should do a podcast about kiss asses. We're going to talk about them in here too. Mike, you are so ugly that even your hair decided to leave you. Man, that's funny, dude. Do you have some kids in middle school? You sound like you have kids in middle school. Let's bring on White Belt Central. No, White Belt Central, we're not going to bring you on. I need to get to a point, and I know you're not a hater. So, sorry. The struggle of dealing with haters is that your first impulse is to justify yourself. Somebody says something negative about you, and this is mostly for me, it's going to apply to YouTube comments. Mostly this is going to apply to YouTube comments for me, but this is for anything. Someone tells you something negative and they criticize you about something. And then I want to see you fighting Street Beefs again. I hate that you won't admit Aikido is by far superior. People who hate on you have obviously never trained a day in their life. We're going to get to that, Rachel. Rashul. I'm glad you brought that up because that's important for people to realize. That's important for the people who are maybe dealing with haters to realize that usually the only people hating are people who don't really do the thing that they're hating about. So let's talk about your urge to justify yourself. That usually comes early on. So for me, when I started YouTube and people would comment negatively, I felt obligated to try to explain myself. Like, no, I said that because this. Like in the recent video, I recently did this video where we talked about the gun tactic, and I intentionally edited out a part where I over-explained. Like, now, obviously, this looks kind of dumb, and if you are expecting that you're taking fire, if you are taking fire, you don't do this. This is like, and then I kind of alluded to the fact that someone else would be covering potential threats while you were illuminating. And then I ended up taking it out for time, and I wanted to add it back in, but it was kind of repetitive, and I thought that, you know, I don't have to justify myself to anyone because look at who you're talking to. Look at who you're talking to. You're talking to a guy who took it upon himself to comment, and I don't know what he thinks that comment does. He didn't understand the context of what you're saying. He's not going to listen. So look who you're talking to when you're trying to justify yourself. Someone that already is assuming that you're full of shit. Someone that's already assuming that you're full of shit. And now I know that people think I'm full of shit, and sometimes I might be full of shit. And a lot of times I tell you, hey, I'm full of shit. But I would love for someone to come on the air live to tell me that I'm full of shit. I want to talk to you. I want to hear from the haters who are so quick. Let's bring Jason on. Jason hates that I think I'm always right. What's up, Jason?
I don't know. Is my mic working? Can you hear me?
Your mic sounds good to me.
Oh, fuck. It hasn't been working all week.
No, it sounds good to me. I mean, it doesn't sound as good as mine, but it does sound good to me.
Yeah, yours is crisp.
Yep.
I bought these and literally plugged them in. The left mic didn't fucking work that day. I was pretty annoyed.
Did you buy some $20 shit from Walmart?
No, it was a fucking, like...
The gas station?
25 from a gas station, yeah.
Dude, rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
Well, fucking rookie mistake for sure. I
Yeah.
hate you calling me out for being a rookie all the time.
No, you don't. You know. You already know. So let's talk about, you said...
a stand and shit. No, yeah, you always think you're right. Doesn't matter what the opinion is. Like, I saw a good one here earlier. Somebody said they hate your stance on right-handed southpaws.
Uh-huh. Right.
Like, I personally don't understand the difference between southpaw and orthodox, other than the fact that southpaws fight more orthodox fighters because there's less southpaws, and orthodox fighters fight less southpaws because there's less of them.
That is the difference.
It is the same disadvantage either way. Their lead hand is always in the same place.
You just contradicted yourself. You're saying that it's the same disadvantage. Like everything that a southpaw could do, like all the tactics that a southpaw could use against an orthodox person could use all those against a southpaw person, which is what you're saying,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That's
Outside of the practice against more orthodox.
right, but
less
why would we
southpaws.
go out? So we're talking about fucking fighting, Jason. Why would we go outside of the practice? The practice is the advantage. They've had more practice. That's like saying, dude, I don't really understand the difference between professional figure skaters and me because they just have had more practice. I could do all the same shit that they could do. Pff, I could break dance if
You
I
really sound like you think you're right.
I could break dance if I knew how. Anyone could do that if they knew how. I always think I'm right.
You think you're right about this, don't you?
Of course I think I'm right. Jason, who the fuck says things they think are wrong?
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, so I don't think I always think I'm right, but I don't think I'm always right. It'd be silly.
I would say rather than you always think you're right and you never say anything you think is wrong, my argument should have been you don't like to change your opinion even when the facts are against you.
Like what facts? Hit me with some facts, bro.
Like sidekicks. Or how you talk so much about head movement, but you mostly use your hips to change levels.
Yeah, but what I do, that's dumb. I'm a pundit. I'm not an expert. Like what I'm saying and what I'm doing are two different things because I talk better than I fight. So like,
I mean, isn't that most of us?
Yeah, that's almost everyone except for the tip top guys.
Except for
the tip top guys are awesome at fighting, and then you hand them a mic and they're like, and they never have anything interesting to say. Yeah, well, that's genius. But
yeah, it was funny as fuck.
Yeah,
and nothing better than being real.
But Jason, we all think we're right when we say stuff. But if I get confronted with facts, I think I'm the most likely to change I change my mind so much. I think it's the presentation. I think what happens is it's not my wife tells me this, and you guys all tell me this. It's not what you say, it's the way you're saying it. People don't like when you say things very sure of yourself. But I think
phrasing is everything.
I think people spend too much time being kind of sure of themselves, like fairly confident, instead of spending 80% of your time being supremely confident in whatever you're doing and saying, and 20% of your time 100% skeptical of your own self. Like, I am either supremely confident in what I'm saying, or I openly admit I have no fucking clue. I think it's lame to spend your whole life like hedging your bets. Like, I might be wrong. Like to go through your whole life saying, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I might be wrong about this some shit that I have a lot of experience and expertise in, but I might be wrong. Well, that's a waste of time. Now, I
think the problem with that is people confuse the mindset of like winners always think they're right. Like Mike Tyson would never go into a ring thinking there was a chance he could possibly lose.
Yes.
At the same time, you're just denying facts. Is it bad to stay in that mentality, or is that a mentality of a winner?
That's a good point, because it kind of depends on if it's in the ring, there's not much use in being like, oh, I could lose, which is one reason. I don't do well at fighting because I always enter every single one thinking I'll probably lose. You know, that's how I start every fight, thinking I'll probably lose.
I walk in knowing I'm like, well, I'm going to be sore after.
Right. I don't have that mentality. That's why I'm not a good fighter.
Yeah.
But when it comes to talking about things, but it'd be useful if I had it. I think in talking about things, people tend to approach that differently. People don't think that having ideas is a competition, you know, and they think that you should temper your confidence in conversation.
I think that's also a side effect of being a small man, is being a good talker.
Yeah, I have to.
You don't want those 300-pound people trying to swing at you. You'd rather just talk your way out of it than make them look stupid.
And not even just in fighting, in business, in workplace, in promotions. This is funny, but short guys don't get taken as seriously. Tall, handsome idiots get promoted faster than short, ugly, very proficient people. And it's a subconscious thing.
In the workplace, I find I'm more intimidated by the short guy that's confident than I am the tall guy that just thinks he's great at everything.
He had to develop that. He had to develop that when he was picked on as a kid. When he wanted his spot on the playground, he had to do that. When he wanted the girls, he had to do that. When he wanted the good job, he had to do that. whereas other people didn't. But you're not even a real hater, dude. This was the lamest hate session ever. I feel like we agree about too much.
Well, stop fucking agreeing with me.
Yeah, but you're just so smart, Jason. You're just so smart.
I wouldn't be coming on your podcast if I was a hater, and somebody even said that earlier. Nobody's going to follow you if they truly hate everything you say.
That's not
if
true.
Your content sucks, in their opinion. Why would they be there?
I don't know.
They're just there to troll, but that's not a hater. That's a troll.
No, they're there. That's what. Well, I didn't know that we were differentiating. I didn't know a difference. Hater, troll. I use
hater is somebody that literally disagrees with you. A troll is just somebody that is fucking bored and wants to mess with you.
No, I don't think so. I think a hater is someone who a hater. That word means jealousy. Hater's not just dislike. A hater is not someone who hates you. That's two different things. A hater is someone who hates on you, which like that's slang or a colloquialism, I guess. But when I say hater, I'm talking about a person who's, I think, insecure, projecting, and jealous.
Okay, whereas my brain just disagrees with you vehemently.
Yeah, no, hater gonna hate.
Sick of listening to your shit.
So a guy in the Podbean chat says hater named hater gonna hate says true. So we just had an expert chime in. Renz Davis says
like every time Seth comes on and starts talking about whooping ass and kicking stuff, and I'm like, what do you mean, bottles?
Ooh, there's some proper hate. Ooh, yikes. Zing. Let's see. Oh, man, that was a good one. Jason, we're going to let you go out on that one so you don't mess it up, because that was awesome. I don't want him to Renz that one up. You know what I mean? Good job, man. All right, let's check in on the YouTube chat. Mike, you're going to lose viewers unless you get rid of this guy. I think he was excellent. I think he was excellent and he disagreed with see? I thought he was excellent. I think you're wrong, Doc's Heart. Dude, I have a question. Roosevelt Hills Cemetery says, dude, I have a question. I have a First Strike pistol for home defense. Thoughts? The First Strike, is that it's a paintball pistol that can shoot rifled paintball rounds, similar to it's very similar to the Pepperball TCP that I shot Kristen with, right? I'm pretty sure it's like the same thing. I'm pretty sure it's like almost the exact same thing. Max Saldez says, Seth is the least hated guy on here. That's true, and I would love to bring him on so we can talk about it. Because let's talk about why another reason it's difficult to just ignore haters. Why is it difficult to just ignore them when people say, oh, don't let it bother you? Because so you started out with trying to justify yourself, and then you realize, well, I don't have to justify myself. You reach another level of confidence where you no longer feel like you have to justify yourself. And then you start trying to still reach them. You know? Renz Davis says we all search for acceptance, even from the haters. So then, yeah. But once you progress past that, and Max says they're undermining your achievements. But listen, there comes a point, and I reached this point with YouTube haters and comments and trolls, where I went past that, and it no longer bothered me, but I felt compelled to still try to prove my point to help them. I was like, no, let me help you understand. But then I had to remember, look who you are talking to. You are talking to a person who spends time out of their day to do this. Right? They spent time out of their day to do that. That's who you're talking to. You think that you're going to reach them? You think that you're going to tell them something and them go, oh, you know what? Touche. So it's not about, do I want to prove myself to them? Because I'm not going to worry about proving myself. I worry about improving myself. And it becomes about, well, I want to help people too. Because that's my number one goal, is to help people. So I want to help this person. And I want to help anyone who's reading this exchange. Because negativity sells. Negativity sells. So people see those negative comments. Let's bring Jason W on. This is a different Jason, I think. Jason W, you are live on the Icy Mic. Nope, no you're not. Lost you. Yeah, so you're trying to be heard. That's the whole point of whatever you're doing. You're trying to be... influential either online or in your industry or, you know, whatever you're doing. But, you know, you're arguing with someone that just, it doesn't, you got to look who you're talking to. I want you to repeat that mantra to yourself. Whenever you're dealing with hate, look who you're talking to. You start out wanting to justify yourself. That's pointless. It's not going to work. Then as you mature a little, you start out trying to reach them and help them. And maybe you can heal whatever it is that made them that way. But look who you're talking to. You're talking to the type of person that would take time out of their day to hate on you on YouTube or on Instagram or in the break room or behind your back or at school or whatever. Think about that person. Think about who they are. Think about like what's going on in that person's life that's a thing that they would even think to do. Think how sad and pathetic it is when a person says, you know what? I'm going to go out on my keyboard and I'm going to say some nasty shit about this person on the internet. Think about how whack that is. Let's bring on Sean. Sean? What's up?
All right, I just got a question about who the target audience is for this question.
Which question?
Because it's the question about haters, because it sounds like you're talking to like a younger you. Most of us aren't going to have YouTube haters or Instagram haters, and you know what I'm saying?
It's interesting. Well, I can only really talk about things, you know, that I have experience in, you know, beyond musing or asking questions. But I think more people, maybe Sean, maybe you are lucky that you don't have haters and you don't have that experience. But I think that more people than you realize do. And when I think more people go through things, maybe you were like cool and you got along with everyone when you were growing up, and maybe at work you're respected, and maybe in your field, like, everything's good. But actually, I would say that 100%, the advice that I'm trying to give, or the experience I'm trying to share, is one that I wish someone who I was ready to listen to had shared with me ever so long ago. But that's an excellent point. You're exactly right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Not necessarily younger in age me, but a me earlier in this game, the game that I'm doing. That's a really good point.
All right, gotcha. Thank you. That was it.
Man, I just got owned. Thanks, Sean. Sean just came on my show and owned me. This is the Icy Mike Imperfect podcast, getting owned up by my guests, waiting on a hater to save the day. Oh, let's bring on Adam. Let's see. Adam, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm gonna make this quick.
Oh, is this Adam Zoabi?
Yep.
Oh, we got a hater. Hater alert.
No, I'm not.
Hater alert. There's a hater in the building. Adam Zoabi is here to tell me my uppercut sucks. He's here to tell me that I said the wrong thing, that the uppercut shouldn't go up, it should go out, because that's what Shane Faison said, and that's what Precision Striking said.
But it should go up, but you shouldn't squat. But that's not what I called.
All right. What did you call for, my friend?
I have a question for you, because I feel like, what's exactly, like, what do you consider hate? Is criticism hate on the internet? Because it could be hate, but like sometimes I have criticism, or like I question something someone does, and I feel like they take it the negative way. Not specifically you, but sometimes I feel like it's what is hate? Tell me, like, what's a hater for you?
The people that comment on the videos and just have like terrible negative things to say. You know what I mean? That clearly just come from wanting to just say something negative. They're not trying to contribute. They're not trying to clear anything up. They're not trying to help anyone. They just want to assert that they know something you don't, or that you are full of shit, or I think they're just trying to get over on you. They're just trying to satisfy some dark urge, you know, inside themselves, because they're insecure, because they're projecting their insecurities onto you as the target. That's what I'm thinking about haters. Apparently I was unclear. I thought that this was going to be exciting, but apparently, apparently I'm not being clear. Maybe it's not something that people can relate to as much as I thought. I want to know, Adam, you don't have anyone that hates on you?
As I grew up, I started to get, in college, I started to get people dislike me. I used to be very popular in school, not the American way. I just had a lot of friends. A lot of people liked me.
Well, you sound like you're very handsome. You sound like a very handsome person.
Not very.
Man, you're humble too. I bet you're a handsome guy. I bet you pop a picture up right now, everyone would be like, that is one handsome dude.
Nah. I believe in honesty in everything I do and everything, like.
Yeah, I would say you're a very honest, straightforward person.
Yep. I think dishonest people are the least people I relate to. So, and because I'm honest, and I'm not brutally honest, I'm not like, I don't shit on people just because I feel like it. I just say what I think, you know? If you ask me something, I'm gonna tell you what I think. But people just don't like that, you know? People, even though they know they're being fake and they know people are complimenting them and lying to them, they prefer that than a person who's being honest. Now, my friends, they appreciate that. But most people, I mean, I'm good with most people, but some people, you know, they just don't like that. They just don't like you saying your opinion. That's what I think.
Yeah, so you were popular in school, but now you kind of maybe have some more experience with haters?
Yep. I used to have some roommates in college, and they didn't like me. I mean, I never said anything bad to anyone. I just was myself. Like, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do 1, 2, 3. And they feel like I'm pretending to be better than them, or like, you know, like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't eat sugar. I don't eat bad food. And like, this guy used to get high every day and eat like shitty food, and like, they wanted me to do that with them, and I was like, I'm sorry, I just don't do that. And they feel like I'm being condescending.
There you go. If the question was, what the hell am I talking about? You just stumbled on it, because what it is, you didn't say anything to that. You didn't say, hey, you guys, you said I'm not eating sugar, right?
Yep.
You're saying I'm not going to eat sugar. I'm going to be healthy. I want to live longer and feel better. But they're eating garbage. So they project that insecurity onto you.
Exactly. Because it makes them feel bad. The fact that they eat bad food and sugar, and they're fat and ugly.
So I was going to say, well, they think you're judging them, which apparently you obviously are, but you're not saying it. They're putting all that together on their own.
You didn't live like 8 months with these guys.
Shade Fix says, does Mike read the chat? No, I don't. It's hard, Shade Fix. I apologize about the chat. I try to catch, as much of it as I can, but I also have to run the call in. I'm hoping anyone can run a YouTube live stream. Anyone can sit over there and watch a chat and talk and just repeat what you say and then riff off of it. Anyone can run a podcast. I'm trying to run both at the same time and give anyone who's interested a chance to connect and be heard. So I apologize if I miss any of the chat. If you really, really, really want to talk, Quinn B with the super chat is my comment on the Letway headbutt video hate. What was the comment, Quinn B? And I'll let you know. What was the comment? I need First Strike Athletics says I need an engineer. I do. I want to get one as soon as I'm able to like have people around. I'm gonna get an engineer. Boom, boom, boom. So Adam, so you know what I'm talking about because you've dealt with it.
Yep, but about hate on the internet, I feel like if you're gonna post something on YouTube, people are gonna hate it. Like, simple as that.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I had one conversation with you, and I was reading the comments, and like people were shitting all over me.
All over you.
I guess that's the internet.
Well, so here's the thing. And here's why neither of us needs to listen to that. Because they were shitting all over you because you were saying something where you disagreed with me. And you didn't even disagree with me like it wasn't like we were fighting about politics or religion. It was over something kind of trivial, over something pretty subjective, and we agreed on many points, and we were respectful of each other. But because you were against their team, which at that moment was me, as people have pointed out, that I'm not going to get too many haters on a live stream. I get them on the videos, but they're not going to like schedule their life around me, which you'd be surprised. But, you know, they were just shitting on you when nothing you were saying was like weird or terrible or out of line. You know what I mean? So yeah, when you put yourself out there, you're going to get hate. You're going to get shit on.
So you just have to deal with it. You don't. It's not that big of a deal, in my opinion.
Quinn B says because it wasn't meant to be. He wants to know if his comment was hate, and he says because it wasn't meant to be. I can't send it here because the thing is a big nerdy post. Well, Quinn B, you could give me the gist. Quinn B wants to know if a comment on a video that I made, like Quinn, or come on the Podbean app and come on the air and tell me what you think. I want to hear what you think about hating on my headbutts and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Adam, I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, man.
I'll talk to you later. I hope we get to talk again soon.
Me too. Thanks.
There we go. First hater of the evening dealt with. Handled that. I got owned up. I had to get my get back. Oh man. So we're talking about, let's look at who we're talking about when we talk about a person that's like hating, that's just like has negative things to say. And we've got a caller by the name of Hater Gonna Hate. And Hater Gonna Hate is online. Let's see what this is all about.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, you're not a hater.
No. I'm not a hater, but I wanted to ask if you're kind of also referencing haters in real life. Like if you get them with your business.
Yes.
I know that you've talked before about when you were undercutting people's prices and how people weren't happy about that in your area.
They were not.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm sure a lot of people listening don't get a whole lot of hate on the internet, but maybe people have experienced it in real life. I know I have.
What have you dealt with?
So, I mean, I specifically made this account because I don't particularly want people to know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I usually interact under a different account. But I'm trying to think.
What do you like, paint furniture? Do you like restore furniture?
Not quite. We work with, we train service dogs for a living.
Okay.
For people with disabilities. And our company is small, but we do some of the best. We train some of the best service dogs that are
right. Just say it. So hey, Hater Gonna Hate, say it. So you're tempering. You're tempering it because, and that's a defense mechanism. We do that so that it's harder to hate on us. We do like, well, you know, I think I did a pretty good. No, like, you're the best. You are the best. So it's measurable. You're the best.
Trying to be humble, but yeah.
Why? If you're the best, just say that.
One of the best out there.
There you go. We're the best. I'm one of the fastest growing YouTube channels. I'm one of the fastest growing personal training studios, and I'm the most workingest personal trainer in this area. Those are all facts. You're the best. Just say you're the best. Say, Mike, we're the best dog training guys in the area, and people are hating on us for it.
Absolutely, we are. And people are hating on us for it. And it has come from some of our former clients who left and who aren't getting exactly the training that they need anymore. Mm-hmm. And it comes from people who don't know us, and it comes all over the internet. So there's a lot of Facebook groups regarding service dog communities, and we get a lot of hate there. And I don't know, for a long time, I focused on it, and I would spend hours a day looking at people's posts or people's comments and obsessing over it, and it got me like really worked up and in a really bad place.
Yeah.
But since, I've kind of just let it go, and I mean, they're all kind of pathetic people, so
there you go.
Concern myself with it.
There you go. Yes, I have experienced exactly what you experienced in real life. I deal with a very like tightly knit community. Like it's very cliquish. Like I know all the other gym owners within 100 miles. I know every single one of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, and they all think.
Same for us.
Yeah, and they all think that their gym is the best gym that does the thing. The problem is they think that they do the thing we're all doing the best. Mm-hmm. It's unlikely. If there's 50 gyms, only one of them is the best at the thing that we're all doing. Instead of just trying to be the best at like some specific thing, like I am the best at one thing and you could be the best at another thing. And we both do a similar thing. Like, you know, maybe one place has better boxing, one place has better kicks, one place is everyone's strength and conditioning is better. You know what I mean? Like you can be the best on a smaller scale at something, but everyone wants to be like just the best thing at everything. And when you are the best, people don't like that because it becomes undeniable, especially in business where it's kind of measurable. Like if you are the fastest growing, if you have the most clients, and if your clients are enjoying the best results and you're getting the best reviews, it's sort of undeniable. So people, instead of trying to figure out how they can up their game, they just figure out how to they want to tear you down. They'd rather take customers away from you than win their own customers.
Yeah, and I mean, it's gotten to a point where people will sit on the Facebook groups and wait for any mention of our group or of advice on who to go to in our general area.
Yeah.
And people will wait and say, oh, avoid these people. Oh, avoid these people. They're awful. That kind of stuff, right? But what's kind of ended up happening is that we have gotten... The clients that come to us now are the people who are smart enough to not listen to one bad review on the internet.
Yeah.
And we've managed to avoid all of the drama-filled people who would be swayed by one comment on the internet, right?
Yes.
So we've grown a really fantastic community of our clients, and we've gotten kind of all of the best people who really appreciate our help, and it's kind of been fantastic for us at the same time.
Hater gonna hate, that is 100% exactly what I'm going through with my brick and mortar business. 100%. And that, you know, that's one of the great things about being small. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're small, I don't know what your scale is, but you said you're a small business, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably 10 to 20 dogs a year kind of thing.
Wow. That's so the downside for those of you who are maybe thinking about some kind of gig based business or some kind of like small business, service based business. And I actually, I train with a guy who, he trains dogs as well. And there's a lot of similarities between our businesses, personal training and dogs. It's the same. It's structured the same. The way you meet clients, the way you land clients, how you talk to clients, it's all exactly the same.
Absolutely.
So the cool thing about our businesses, and for those of you thinking about starting small businesses, the downside when you're small is that, you know, you lose a couple clients and you're in trouble. You know what I mean? If a gym that has 100 members loses 5, that's not a big deal. But if a gym that has 5 members loses 1, that's a huge deal. The upside to that is when you build your core clientele, you can usually hold on to them longer. You can be more consistent. They know what they're getting. You know what you're getting. And you're absolutely right. There's almost a benefit to like problem clients weeding themselves out in these types of industries where you just don't have to deal with them. Like maybe you make $300 less a month because that person's not around, or, you know, or whatever it is. Maybe that losing that client costs you $400 in the short term, but saved you hours and hours and hours of aggravation to deal with their bullshit and their nonsense. But that's eerily similar to what I'm going through. Eerily similar.
And I mean, that's definitely what was happening in the beginning is people would see those like avoid this group comments, and people who had inquired about our program, who had set up even their first meetings with us, all of a sudden would cancel because they saw these posts.
Oh, that hurts. And that hurts. So you want to like run out and like justify yourself and argue, but you didn't, right? Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's really easy to get caught up in the like commenting back to those people.
That's such a mistake.
Like you said, like they're not going to listen.
Yeah. Think about who you're talking to. What did you call it? What did you say? Yeah. Sad, pathetic? Did you use those words? Something like that?
Yeah, I think I said pathetic.
Yeah, sad and pathetic. I have over on my board, I have sad, and I was thinking about writing pathetic. Mm-hmm. When I have look who you're talking to, it says sad underneath it. and pathetic. You're absolutely right.
And now all of our clients who have stuck around and who have been fantastic refer people that they know, because they all know lots of people. And I'm sure you get a lot of that too, referrals.
I've run ads for seminars. That's it. The only ads I run is for seminars. I've never run an ad for my business, like normal operating. I've never I've never had to try, because I just provide bang up service at a fair price. And then people are like, hey, you know, I got abs going to this guy, or I doubled my squat going to this guy, or I won my first kickboxing match going to this guy. So you should go there. And people are like, oh, okay. That's the cool part about small business, if you're good at it.
Especially for fitness, because people can see the results and then they, you know,
and they talk about that.
What it is, right?
That's all people talk about is fitness.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
if you have someone who you've really fixed their dog up and got their dog working right, and people are like, that's a built-in marketing thing, like, because people will see that dog and be like, oh my God, that dog is so well behaved and they're doing such a good job. How did you get a dog like that? And you're like, it's done. Like, forever, everyone that knows that person that you reached will want you to train their dog. Like, if someone ever says, what should I do about this dog training thing? Forever, that person and everyone that knows them is going to choose you.
Absolutely.
Regardless what the Facebook groups say.
Very true. And I mean, a lot of our clients, so we focus mainly on first responders, firefighters, police, paramedics, all of that, training service dogs for PTSD.
Right.
And so when somebody in their community, because they are all very close communities, is getting a service dog for that, and they're improving their mental health, people around them notice. Huge, right?
Yeah,
and
that's powerful.
Unfortunately, because a lot of the organizations are not standing by their people and dealing with PTSD and stuff, they need to find outside resources, and we're the one that comes up, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's so funny to hear you talk about this, because I'm like, yeah, okay, good. This verifies what I was kind of already experiencing, and it's good to know that there are other business owners out there going through it. And honestly, I titled this one, "You Need Haters," or something like that. And you need them, because if you don't have them, the people early on in this broadcast, people were having trouble. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not picking on any of you that maybe you didn't realize what I was talking about. It's going to sound like I'm picking on you. But if you don't have haters, you ain't doing shit. You're not doing anything. If you're hedging every comment with, well, I think we're pretty good, and you're not saying you're the best, and you are not the best, and other people don't think you're the best, and they don't project their insecurities onto you, it means you're not the best. If you are the best, that's gonna happen. So it's almost like a metric of success in a way. Now, there's probably a percentage, you know? So like if like everybody in the world said that your business sucked and no one was coming, we'd probably be like, okay, so maybe there's something to what they're saying. Yeah. But the fact that they're talking and you still have customers just shows like that's how sad and pathetic they are. That's just a reflection on them. Because if you sucked, like you wouldn't have customers.
Yeah, and we wouldn't be graduating dogs and all of that as frequently as we are. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I really appreciate that. I thought I was the only one.
I don't have any hate to give to you.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for that red light to blink again.
I can't do it again. I moved all the lights around. I was waiting. If you noticed the beginning of the stream, the lighting wasn't as good because I had it all set up because I really wanted to do that. And I'm so glad Adam called because I was sick of that bad lighting. Well, I appreciate you so much, Hater Gonna Hate.
Of course.
But I'm going through exactly what you're going through, and I'm becoming my business is becoming stronger, and it's thriving, and it's becoming more undeniable, and my bond with my clients is growing stronger, not just in spite of the negativity, but just like you, sometimes because of that negativity. It just makes them look sad and pathetic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and ours is doing exactly the same thing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, bye, Hater Gonna Hate.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, let's do this. Y'all want to see something funny? Let's clear this up. In case you're wondering how we're bringing on callers live, it's on the Podbean app. There's a link in the description below. But I want to do something funny Really funny. Let me check over on this YouTube live chat. Make sure I didn't miss anything important. Make sure I didn't miss Quinby. Quinby says, clearly I'm dumb. I'm waiting on Quinby. I'm trying to get him in here because he's concerned. He's trying to clarify if his comments were out of line, if I consider them hate or what. But Quinby, I'd love to get you in. And if we don't get you in tonight, just hit me in my DMs on Instagram, man. Find me, and I'll clear it up. I promise you, I'll help you. Let's do this. Let me bring on Max Saldez. He can sit tight a second. I know he's not a hater. Max, how you doing? Max?
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you okay. I don't know about everyone else, but I can hear you.
Oh, that's good. Trying to get the mics out. But at any rate, I wanted to ask, so you talk about a very specific kind of hater, right? Like someone on the internet or that you can sort of keep at arm's length. But I was curious if you've had any experience with haters that you really can't ignore, like coworkers or bosses or anything like that, like people that you have to see and contend with. Have you had anything like that or any success stories like that?
So what's super cool about them, and this could be bad, it depends on how proficient you are with not succumbing to it, with like not letting it affect you, like what stage you're at. If you're past justifying yourself and you're past trying to reach them and you've ventured into the final stage of actually there's 4 stages.
Yeah.
Damn.
What are the stages? I'm curious.
So proving yourself.
Okay.
Reaching everybody.
Okay.
And I'm having trouble deciding how I want to put these 2 stages. I have them together. I have pity plus laughter over there on my board.
Oh.
I have pity plus laughter. And I had in my mind that I need to kind of talk about and you guys help me work through the idea of laughing at someone that you pity. Because typically when you pity someone, you would not be laughing at them. That makes you a bad person. But I find myself, my third stage was pitying them. I was like, man, think about how pathetic and sad and just awful their life has to be that's what they do. So depending where you're at on that spectrum of dealing with haters, they usually don't do it to your face.
Is that how you would deal with haters that you can't ignore, though? Like,
so you're talking about people at the job or at school?
Yeah, or like people that you can't really ignore. Like, for example, like one of the teachers that is with your kids, like you really don't like them, or they really don't like you, or they don't like your kid, or like maybe you have a boss that's an asshole or a landlord, like people that you just can't ignore. Because people on the internet, I feel like you can just shut that off.
How often?
Leave it to the side.
But how often do people really say the shit to your face?
Well, you'd be surprised, man. I had a really terrible boss recently that said all kinds of terrible shit, and she really hated my guts.
And she was your boss?
Yeah, she was my boss. She said all kinds of crazy shit. She even said, she told the COO and CEO of our company, we're a small company, but she basically said that I used to come over to work hungover and drunk sometimes, and that's not true at all. And she would say this kinds of stuff, and like, they were all lies just to get me fired because she hated my guts so much. I had to deal with it for like 6 months or so, but she ended up getting fired, thank goodness. So I never actually had to like figure it out. But
unless what they're saying is true, that's what happens the majority of the time. Like, if she's such a piece of shit that's how she conducts herself, that shows. Mm-hmm. Like, one of the questions that you ask people when you're like interviewing, this is a trick question. You guys, if you ever get interviewed for a job and they ask you, have you ever had to deal with a problem supervisor, maybe a supervisor that you were actually more proficient than, or a supervisor that you felt the need to go over their head, or a supervisor that was like lazy or, unfair to you, or blah, 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 blah. They said, if you ever had a supervisor like that, and a problem supervisor, and how do you deal with it? You know, but the way you deal with it is you don't. It's not them being a shithead's not your problem. It's their boss's problem, right? and their shitheadedness usually shows through. So most of the time in most workplaces, they don't actually say it to your face, right? But if they are actively like hating on you, like in the transitive verb form of hate, like they're actually doing shit to you, trying to affect your life.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen that happen, it ends up backfiring.
Well, it did. She ended up getting fired. I don't know exactly how directly I had an influence in that.
No, they knew.
But
Did you engage? Did you engage? Did you try to go over her head and say, "Hey, she's saying this stuff is not true"? Did you play into it at all?
I honestly did, and I should have done a better job at it. But I think they noticed that there was some animosity going on, and I did have private talks with the CEO, and he kind of understood the situation. But he was also kind of like, dude, you got to stop taking the bait. And I told him, I completely understand, man. She just has this way of phrasing things that I'm just like...
She's going to get you.
Yeah, she's getting under my skin, and I don't know why I was letting her do that, man. So I was trying to get better at that. But
yeah,
it was definitely difficult, but I couldn't ignore that shit for too long because she was saying, you know, that's not an easy... That's that's a delicate subject, saying that I was coming over to work hungover and drunk and not doing my work correctly. Like, I had to say something, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it depends on the type of job. For me, and all the types of jobs that I've had and all the areas that I have been successful in, not that I've been successful in all areas, but the areas where I was my most successful, like I wasn't just like, a pretty good worker. I've never been like an okay worker. It was either a job I did not care about at all, or I was the best fucking guy there. I was never in between. Mm-hmm. It was a job I did not care about at all, and I did the bare minimum. And back when I worked briefly when I was trying to get my personal training business off the ground, I worked at a Bass Pro Shops in the shoe department. And I phoned that in. I was great at customer service. But everything else I phoned in. I didn't fucking clean up the place right at the end of the night. I didn't put the shit out like I was supposed to. I didn't do any of that shit. When they would call me from the front. It was
also the nature of the job that I'm in. Like, I work with psychiatric patients.
So it's an important job.
Not okay.
Yeah,
that's not okay for me to come in and be drunk and stuff like that.
Right.
Obviously.
When I did have an important job, that I was passionate about, I was so fucking good at it that it was undeniable. You know what I mean? Which that's not maybe a solution for everybody. What if you're just like kind of okay at your job? I don't know too many people that are self-aware enough to know when they're just kind of okay at something. Everyone thinks they're the shit at their job. Everyone goes home and tells their spouse, "Man, I'm the only one that's doing anything there." All of them.
So did you have any situations like that, Mike? Similar where you had to sort of contend with a hater?
I never. Yes, but I never. That's what I'm saying. I never confronted them. I let my work speak for itself. And then if I was ever like called onto the carpet or called in the office and be like, you know, what's going on here? It just always worked. I had a sergeant. He was a lazy, complaining, lying piece of shit. He was just the worst. And
there we go. That's it. There we go. Okay.
I had a lieutenant once tell me, I was a corporal. He was a sergeant. I had the lieutenant. I was corporal. Next up is sergeant. Next up is lieutenant. The lieutenant skipped the sergeant and came to me and said, "Hey, P, man, I'm gonna need you to keep an eye on Sarge for me, man. I'm gonna need you to keep an eye on Sarge." And I said, "No." I said, "That's your fucking problem." He said, "Come on, man. You know I need you to keep an eye on him, keep him straight." I was like, "You need to fucking fire him and give me his job then." You know?
Yeah.
But I'm me. Maybe that doesn't work. Like that worked. I was just talking to the lieutenant, and he's like, that's how I always was. You know what I mean? The problem would be if you've always been sort of a quiet, easygoing person, and now someone's coming at you, and if you flip out, you look like oh my God, what is wrong with this person? But like I start my relationships with people like that. So it's a short man thing. Yeah, it's like they know from the jump. They know when they meet me, they're like, oh fuck. You know what I mean?
Maybe it is a short man thing. Maybe I should have been born shorter. I'm 6'3", so there you go.
No, yeah, that's what it is. You had shit. You're 6'3" and smart and handsome. Your life has been fucking easy.
Well, I don't know about that, but
there's shit that was easy for you that you didn't even know could be hard for other people.
I can't argue with that. Actually, that's pretty much true.
But they'll hang themselves. They'll hang themselves. That's been
eventually she did.
Yeah, that's always been my experience.
She did. I just wish I could have handled that a little bit better, but hey, good riddance. I
It
guess.
worked. Why? Why? She got fired. You're still there, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, good riddance to her.
Yeah.
Good thing she's on gone. But yeah,
Max, what do you think about
difficult situation?
Max, what do you think about the light show I got going on? Is that fun?
Oh, I'm not on the YouTube.
Oh shit!
Video right now. I'm on the Podbean only, man. I have invest too much time on the chat. You're missing out.
Oh man.
It's getting wild over here. I feel like we.
The Podbean chat?
Yeah, the Podbean
Yes.
chat. I feel like we're
So,
participating a lot more.
So for you guys over on YouTube, the Podbean chat is the fucking Wild West. I've checked.
It's awesome. All of you should join.
Yeah, I've checked. I checked in on it, and it looks to be running itself, as I've often wanted the community to do. That chat kind of runs itself, and I just sort of let it fucking do whatever you want. Do whatever you want in there. I don't care, as long as it's not political or racist. Probably, as long as it's not politics, race, or that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
We keep it light.
Fucking go in. I don't care.
Yeah, I've checked.
Low blows.
I checked in on it, and it looks.
Oh my God, Adam, rookie mistake with the echo there. All right.
I see the lighting now. I like it. It's
Yeah, spicing it up. We're gonna get some more shit in here.
back there.
Huh?
Some hot pink I see back there. Is
Yeah,
red?
it was red earlier. Now it's pinkish purplish. I can change the color.
Oh, you can change the color.
Yeah,
Nice. That's sweet.
Yeah, watch
I
this.
Like it.
Watch this. I can make it green.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it. I don't know if you know this, Mike, but there's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, between the two.
So it might take like a couple seconds
Yeah.
before I see the light change.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing big things now. I'm getting serious about this stuff. I want to create a good experience for you. I appreciate you, Max.
Yeah, Mike, thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure.
All right.
We get to chat soon.
Let's look here. I want to read some of my comments. I'm going to take y'all behind the scenes. I'm going to take you behind the scenes of my YouTube channel. There is a folder in the comments that is comments held for review. I never look at them. That's what's funny, is these people, we talk about haters being sad, pathetic people who are to be pitied and laughed at. These people think that their comments are going somewhere. No one ever reads them, but we're all about to read them right now. Let me bring Sensei Seth on while we do this. Sensei Seth, you are live.
I get to be a part of the segment. I'm honored, sir.
Yes, I'm happy to have you here because I do want to talk to you. I want to talk to you at the end of this segment if you can stick around.
Yeah, I'll hold tight.
All right, let's look at... Let me make sure that this happens the way that I think it should. I want to know if y'all have my browser feed in the YouTube chat. If you've got my browser feed, let me know how it looks. I might need to adjust it and maybe zoom it in a little bit. Here we go. That probably helps. Let me know how that browser chat's coming through over there in the YouTube. Nepthu says, don't read all my mean comments. I don't believe you. Bruised Color Blue says, mass exodus to Podbean. I hope not, because that'll kind of mess with the stream. Like, Mike, so diplomatic at work. No, I never was. I just did my own thing. Let me know if y'all got the browser. Yes, see the feed should be a little bigger. Sure do, looks fine. Oh gosh, we can see the usernames. Yeah, fuck them. They commented publicly. You know, Seth? They commented publicly. So everyone see this? Everyone see this? It says held for review. Look at that number there. It says 248 comments held for review. 248 comments that I've never ever, and actually if you look, spam, 428 comments. Look at all those comments that I've never even fucking seen. And there's more than that, because every once in a while I'll go through and empty it. And sometimes the only time I empty it is when I comment on my own channel from my other account and it gets too crazy, and sometimes they think I'm spamming, so I have to go approve myself. That's the only time I go in there. But I never go in this held for review. I've never looked in there. I did once early on when I first started getting comments. I looked in there. Seth, have you ever looked in that folder?
Yes, I actually just looked in there the other day. I'll forget for like 2 months, and then I'll actually get on my desktop.
Yeah, where you can sit and like look at them a little better.
Look at this. I spent like an hour and a half the other day trying to figure out who's disliking my comment on notifications. I'm gonna find you, whoever you are.
So Seth, why? So you're not listening? You haven't listened to anything we've talked about all night.
Well, to be fair, Mike, this was yesterday. I'm a new man now.
Oh, hopefully I've helped you. And you know what? I'm gonna double fuck your mind here in a second because you wait till the end of this segment. Oh man. Let's see. We might have a problem. Let me make sure we don't have a problem over in the Podbean chat. I need somebody. Love from Jesse's in the Podbean chat. You keep them straight over there, Love from Jesse. I can't watch that thing. It's too crazy over there. But they said we might have a bot. The Ginger Gamer on YouTube says, just found out that I'm ranked number 10 listener on Podbean, and I'm fuming. Well, you better up them numbers, kiddo. Let's look at these comments. I'm going to click. So, Seth, when you clicked this, when you screw up every 2 months and realize that you haven't looked at it in a while and you click on it, it's always a mistake, right? You're always like, I regret this. I regret looking at this.
No, usually I don't get anything too terrible on there.
Because you're
up there for me.
That's exactly like what we need to talk about then. That's
spammy stuff.
That's just more ammo for me. Let's delve in to my held for review. Let me make sure we still got the... Yeah. Let's delve into this held for review section right here. Let's look at it. Let's click it, and let's start with the comments. Fuck yeah. Check out the new comedy pod. So a lot of this stuff, breaking news. Pondy, so a lot of this is spam. Over 2 minutes of shit to get to the main topic. Fuck off. That's what John Booth said. John Booth said, over 2 minutes of shit to get to the main topic. Fuck off.
Hey, he doesn't have a lot of time.
But here's the thing about these people. They sat through 2 minutes of my shit that they didn't want to hear.
And then not only that, they took the time to think of something clever.
So let's look how dumb it is, because this is going to be sort of the story of this is the whole endeavor. This is why you don't look in here, because you'll read the comment. Let's look at the comment on its face. QT says, you have shitty techniques and you're doing a disservice to people by spreading shitty technique. Learn to box, for crying out loud. Dunning-Kruger in full effect. He said that on a video about the double end bag. Mm-hmm. At no point in that video did I teach any techniques. I've hit the bag a little. I showed how to make one. I talked about why they're good, and I hit it some. That's all that was in that video.
He might think the technique is, maybe his English isn't good, and he thought technique meant double end bag.
No. Shut up, Seth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Millie Bennett says, your shit. What is going through that person's mind when they type this? And it goes nowhere. If I wasn't doing this segment, I would never see those words. Dominic Hastings, who is a subscriber, he's subscribed, says, wrestle these nuts in your mouth.
Oof.
He subscribed to say things like that. Ahmad Haider says, shave that fucking beard, boomer.
Oof.
Find a way Towen says, bullshit on the double end bag. Bullshit. You are kidding yourself if you think it replaces a heavy bag. This dude is a clown. Do you want to know who is a clown? A person who argues with a thumbnail or title. Like, you're literally a clown. If you read a Facebook post and just reply to the headline, because the headlines are intentionally deceiving. If you argue with a thumbnail, you're a clown. It's like the dumbest thing. The thumbnail's intentionally designed to make you question the message, and then you bury the lead. Like, that's how YouTube works. I didn't say it replaces the heavy bag. I said if you're at home and you can't put a heavy bag up because you're in an apartment or because you don't have room or because you don't have one, You can do this, and you don't even have to buy one. You can make it, so you can do something. I gave people who can't put a heavy bag up an option that would cost them nothing, but I'm a clown. Says the guy arguing with a thumbnail.
He doesn't. There's some people who have time to watch the 2 minutes, Mike, and then there's some people who only have time to read the title and comment. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only time they've got.
Oh, man. Now, here's someone. This is not the spam comment. If you're watching, because see how it doesn't have a box here? It says, your biological kids, they look so much like mom. And then this guy said, the form's sorry, but the fuck you care. Saying that my son's form hitting pads, my 11-year-old son, his form's sorry. Think about that person, people. When you read negative comments, when someone thumbs downs your shit or they post negative comments, think about a person who finds, oh wait, no, his name was the forms. So he's just saying sorry, but the fuck you care. So this person,
he's saying, like, why do you care?
Wow, that's even so that's bad too, because this person was like, they look so much. This person has expressed an interest in our content. This is my family. I put my family out there. Family out there. And you've seen, do you remember when I got a couple racist comments? I shared some of those, and they made people so mad. This person didn't even have anything negative to say to me, and I put myself out there. He found a comment from another anonymous person that's not him, that he doesn't know, that he's got nothing to do with, and asked him why he cared about the people in the video that they both just watched. Talk about a fucking clown. That level of negativity. Dumbasses. Stoic boxing. Not very stoic. He looks kind of angry here. Trash. Your movements are untrained and sloppy. No muscle memory, and don't use age or warming up or blah, blah, blah. I'm 41. That's bullshit. Own you can't fight, and you try to tell people how to with not actually putting it on the line yourself. Shh. Shake my head.
This comment right here is somebody who's been doing very, very traditional, unnamed karate to street lethal martial arts.
Own
since he was
you can't
12.
fight. Own you can't fight. Does anyone remember that video? It was the video of that IKF point kickboxing match. Does anyone remember that video? Do you remember the message at the end of that video? Seth, do you remember the message at the end of that video?
Not off the top of my head.
That was where I outright said, I did terrible. I'm not much of a fighter. That's what that video was about.
Oh, the most recent one.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
I'm not much of a fighter.
Yeah.
I said I was sloppy. He said, don't use age or warming up, because your age and whether or not you've warmed up has nothing to do with how well you perform in a fight.
No. Those are completely different things than how your body moves. No, it's not fair.
Let's look further. You suck, man. Why would anyone watch your videos? I don't know. You're watching them. This guy says, my mom just uploaded a video where she does 250 push-ups. Come swing by and give her a sub. That should have been in the spam folder. There's nothing wrong. Let's see. What?
That's a good hype man as a son, though.
Yeah, yeah. He's out there. He's out there pushing his mom's YouTube channel. I don't understand this comment. It's long, so I'll skip it.
He said, yo, my mom's fit.
Yeah.
Go check her out.
Henry Winsner says, fuck pull-ups. We all know that guy is not very strong.
Not as strong as that one guy's mom, for sure.
Late to the game says, ask a doctor before you start any exercise where you have to point your butthole to the ground. We're going to approve that one. Context matters. I actually did say that we need to point our butthole at the ground in one of those exercises. And that's a funny comment.
That is a good comment.
Oh, I got to skip some of these. I can't read them. Here we go. Guy has a whole gym and looks like he don't even use it, LOL. I think I replied something to him, and then this got it. Like, so this didn't get in the spam filter, but this one did. But like, he's commenting, like he's commenting on how I appear. So who we're talking about is a person who will go on someone's account and just comment not the message, not the content, not what we're talking about, but he'll just say, that I look like a weakling. Yeah. I do, but do you know why? I've suffered catastrophic injuries in the past couple years. I've been unable to lift. My arms are tiny and pathetic and weak. That is true. But he had nothing to say about the message of the video. But Liquid Cadmus, my good friend Liquid Cadmus, if you get a chance, go give him a subscribe, says, haha, some of those comments are pretty funny. Those guys must have had to squeeze out their full brain power to come up with them. Yeah, these guys worked hard. These guys worked really hard.
It's a full-time job. I mean, if you think about it, these people most likely, you're not special, most likely comment on other people's videos too. Like they've got like 4 or 5 people in a group that they've got notifications on, you know?
Yeah.
I would have to imagine so. Or they just peruse through YouTube.
Johnny Toboggan says, fuck you making people believe your bullshit. Fuck you, old ass boomer. You don't know shit about timing until you get in the ring and wear out a few rounds, you boom fuck. On a video where I showed people how to make a double end bag.
Wait, that was...
That's what's funny, is you know that... Now, I have to kind of hope that comment wasn't born from that video. I don't think...
say, there's no way it was.
So he obviously watches other shit that I make and just still has this negative... If I went through all these, I'd probably find a lot from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or he'd watch like 6... and it was just building up inside of him. More and more and more. He was like, that's it. I've got to say something. I have to.
AirPods, on the same video. This video got a ton of hate. You are full of shit. Anyone interested in MMA or boxing professionally, don't follow this man's word. Hell, even if you are not professional, don't follow this guy. I have followed this channel for 2 months.
That's the equivalent of Max's boss getting fired. I think that's... Oh, man.
Oh, man. Let's continue. What a load of shit. Who are you pulling this move on? Duct tape that sumbitch up. If that ain't a quote of my life, that's a good comment. He knows when I said that in the video. Fuck all this shit. I'm kicking trees like Sagat. We'll approve that. At the 3-minute mark, what the fuck is that air dildo on top of the screen? A lot of people saw the garage door string and thought it was a dildo. Let's scroll. Let's get into some older stuff. On my running video, screen name asshole says, you run like a fucking NPC or some shit. LEL. Everyone, it's easier to train cardio than become a kung fu master, you dipshit. Is it hard to shave? That beard length should be making you look like a rangy fucking crackhead. I remember talking to a friend of mine. Oh, man. The running one, I got a bunch of them. Because you know what? Everyone commented on my running form. That's so funny. Like, Seth, you know how they comment on, oh, your kick is wrong or you need to keep your hands up or stuff like that? I made a video about running and everyone commented on my running form. And at first I was like, well, yeah, I don't have any and I said in the video I don't have much training in running, and if I wanted I would go consult an expert. But dude, I'm fast as fuck.
Well, it goes to show that it's not about what actually is happening.
Right, it's not about the thing.
It's about what's in the video.
No, it's not about what's actually happening, and it's not about what's in the video. What is it about? Everyone say it together. It's about something inside that person.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Deeper down.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's about something inside that person. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's find a good one. You look so goofy when you're sprinting. Such a stupid human. You chat utter shit. Ooh. This one's about Kristen. This is not nice. And you know what's funny is this, if you've noticed, this is the only ones that like, and so this is my limit. You know what I mean? Like, that's my limit. Like, I see a bunch of comments about me. I laugh hysterically. They make me laugh. They make me feel good. They make me feel better about myself because at least I'm not that guy. But when I see
Right.
comments about Kristen, you know, calling her names and stuff, I don't even want to give it airtime. So we're just going to move on from that. Oh, man. Let's go. Let's find a good one. Playing with weapons is the reasons libtards want to take them away. Grow the fuck up.
That's an interesting one. That one's kind of backwards is what you'd expect it to be.
That's not... Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Dude, you suck. That looks like the light sparring at my gym. He says on a video of a point kickboxing match.
Yeah, it's reflective of.
Oh, this guy got kicked into the spam because he said it's an IKF point match, so the idea is not to KO people, you fucking idiots. Approve. This guy, I made a video about headbutts with Kristen, and Bogdan says, I want to head her butt. We'll allow it. We'll allow it. We'll allow it. You are the most negative bitch. I am the most negative bitch. That's what they said. I am the most negative bitch. What a fucking asshole to point a gun at someone. Bunch of fucking wankers, morons, and twats. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. So my point is, Seth, and I'm glad you're here, it's got nothing to do with the content. It's got nothing to do with what they're seeing. It's got nothing to do with whether the content is good or not. Though I will say I think it's funny. One of my biggest idols in the coaching world is Firas Zahabi. I think he's one of the smartest. I think he has his shit put together. Like, whether you agree or disagree with what he's saying, he has it put together in his mind. So when he's asked questions, he has like good answers, like at least thought out answers, even if you don't agree.
Right.
I think it's funny that the way I think about fighting and combat sports aligns almost 100% completely with what he thinks. I say things he says. I hear him say things that I thought. And when he says something, I treat it as learning, and I then go off and operate based off of things he said. That's Firas Zahabi. If Firas Zahabi told you something, you'd be like, oh yeah, sure, Firas Zahabi said it. I could say those exact same words in a video, and everyone's like, this guy's a clown, he can't fight us, I'm on Street Beefs.
Yeah. Yep. Different tiers
Yeah.
of fanboying. There's like a weird middle ground where like there are people who feel that way about you that you feel about Firas Zahabi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's also people who disagree with you just because you're you too.
Because it's me. And, you know, there are people, so I'm glad you brought that up, Seth, because that's what I wanted to talk to you about. There are people who take what I say as the gospel. Like, if I say it, they're like, oh, thanks, man. You totally, you know, what's his face? Earlier, Jason said he doesn't like that I always think I'm right. You know what I mean? But nobody thinks they're wrong, which he conceded.
No.
I totally got him.
No.
I totally got him earlier.
I can be wrong like 2 days later, but I'm not going to be wrong until, you know.
Well, here's the thing is, Seth, and this is one of the things I think is one of your problems. So you've officially been Icy Mike Imperfect ambushed. That's why I asked you to come on.
Oh, no.
So you were saying that you don't get much hate, right?
No, I don't get a lot of hate.
Not like me.
Not like you, definitely not like you from what I just saw.
Your comments
are
pretty mild usually, and isolated.
I'd say my comments are more like input that wasn't asked for.
Right, like, oh, you need to turn over your fist more. You need to, you know.
Yeah, right. That just usually comes off super douchey.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's not hate. Like, nobody's like coming at me for.
Well, your content's kind of vanilla.
Me. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not insulting you. You know that.
No,
That's by design. Mine is the opposite of vanilla. What is the opposite of vanilla? Let's check the YouTube chat. I want to know what the opposite of vanilla is.
I mean, I feel like it's just chocolate. But,
that's why you're vanilla. Your vanilla ass would say that it's chocolate.
I mean,
Rocky Road? Why? Because it's got a ton of shit in it, right? Well, let's put some sprinkles on that bitch, and let's put some hot tamales in there, and just for fun, let's put some fucking firecrackers in there. You know what I mean? Like actual firecrackers. You know?
Your ice cream?
Yeah, like
That doesn't seem very edible, Mike.
no. It's hard to eat, right?
Hard to eat. Yeah.
But so your content is vanilla, and your stuff is mostly positive. You know what I mean? Mostly positive.
Yeah. I'd say that's fair.
And you do some of the shit that I've taught you about your thumbnails and stuff. Why your kick sucks and why that you'll never win a fight if you don't do this, like that sort of titling. You get that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the video, you don't bury the lead nearly as far as I do. I will bury the lead 7 minutes into a 7 minute and 45 second video. 7 minutes in, I'll be like, unless.
Unless, yeah, right.
But so here's what I want to talk to you about, because here's where I think there's a little hole in your mentality and a little hole in your YouTube game, if you don't mind. Do you mind?
No, of course I don't.
So we've talked this whole night about not listening to haters, right? Not worrying about them, not trying to justify yourself to them, not trying to reach them, just pity them and laugh at them. Just pity them and laugh at them. But I don't think that you should listen so much to the positivity either. You mentioned that, there are people that just take what I say and as the gospel, and they're like, thanks, Mike. Now I appreciate you. This is going to come across. Some people are going to be a little confused about this. And since we're talking to our core audiences, I will explain myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Haterberry is the opposite of vanilla. Banana ice. Some other vanilla person Gabriel said chocolate.
I mean, if you get a swirl, you're going to get a vanilla and chocolate opposites. I'm over it, but we can move on.
Cookies and cream. Look at Seth now. He's like, what are you going to tell me? Look, he's like, let's move on. What do you want to tell me? Because here's the thing that I've seen you do. This is the thing I've seen you do. I'm not going to tell you don't do this anymore, but it's a thing I've seen you do. I have seen you outsource the direction of your content and make decisions based off of the people in your live streams. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's your important audience, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if we look at, if your goal was just to take that core audience and give them exactly what they want, first of all, we'd have to assume that what they were saying they wanted is what they wanted. People don't know what they want. People say, we need new movies and not constant reboots and not constant remakes and sequels. We want like original stories. That's what people say they want. Mm-hmm. But then when people put those movies out, nobody goes. Right? So people will say that they want one thing. People will tell you that they want one thing out of you, but that might not be what they really want. The machine knows better what we want than we know ourselves. The algorithm.
Right.
When those people tell you you need to make this type of content or this type of merchandise or this type of this or this type of that just as the 5% of my comments that are haters that should just be pitied and laughed at and everything they say should be taken with a grain of salt, the people in our live streams, the people here now, are our best people. They're our number one dudes and dudettes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
They're not objective. You could fart into a video for 30 seconds and they would say it was hilarious. It's not. No one wants to watch that. People are clicking away, except for those 30 people that said it was hilarious. So sometimes I think, and I do this too, so I'm not just picking on you. I think all content creators and all social media people and quote unquote influencers do this. They tend to listen to these voices of the vocal minority that's saying shit that I like to hear. And it's very easy. It's easy when I say, hey, Seth, tune out the haters. And you're like, oh, no problem. But I'm saying, Seth, stop listening to Renz. You know what I mean? Like he's our friend now. Stop listening. It's like me listening to my mom, what she thinks should be on the YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
Right.
I could fart and my mom would be like, that was hysterical. I could just fart for 30 seconds straight. And she'd be like, that was amazing content.
I'll be honest, as you mentioned it the first time, I thought about somebody farting on camera for 30 seconds, and I I had to move the mic away from my face.
But you thought it was funny. Do you know how long 30 seconds is?
Do you know? That's why I respect it.
If I stopped talking for 30 seconds, this live would die. 30 seconds is a long time. Do you know how long 30 seconds is?
It's a half a minute. It's a decent amount of time.
Do you know how long it is in the world of content creation? It's the length of your hook and your intro. It's the most important length of time that there is. Why is that length of time so important? Because that's about how long people will give you before they're like, ah. Some people only give you 7 seconds. 30 seconds is the average. Nepthu says, Mike, you can't stop talking for 30 seconds. Be honest. That's not true. We had Richie Elliott on the podcast. I was quiet.
Mike is you're definitely the type of dude to talk through a fart, though. You don't have enough time to wait.
Can you talk and fart at the same time?
Can you sneeze and blink?
The thing is, can you sneeze and not blink? Can you sneeze with your eyes open? But can you fart and talk at the same time?
No, I was trying to phrase it like, does a bear poop in the woods? You know.
Oh, can you sneeze and blink? That's not a saying. Seth, you are the king of sayings that are not sayings.
Yet.
No, you can't.
Plenty of people. Aristotle was the king of sayings that weren't sayings. Yet.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe in 2,000 years or 1,000 years or whatever, like however many years, in 1,000 years when you're dead, and there's statues of you in Thermopylae or wherever, then maybe they'll be saying things that you said then.
Yep.
Faux Bravo says, what's the amount of time you need to watch for it to matter if you don't watch the whole video? Depends on the content creator. If it's me, you got to watch the whole thing, or I'm gonna fuck you up intentionally. Yeah. Okay, Seth. I say that because I bury what's called burying the lead. If you've heard me use that term, I'm not trying to condescend anyone, but not everyone knows what that term means. Burying the lead is a journalism term. It's when you put the real point of what you're saying deeper in the article than like the first line, right? Yeah. I bury it deep. So I intentionally, and actually Paulo Rubio in his live stream the other day, he used the term weaponizing incompleteness. Weaponizing incompleteness. And that's exactly what I do with my videos. I intentionally leave explanations of things out so that haters can jump on it, because while they're commenting, that video is rolling. While they're commenting, ads are rolling. And they're so damn dumb that they weren't going to take the explanation anyway. Like when I did the pistol on top of your head thing, and I did I really need to explain, don't do this while people are shooting at you? You know, that's like people that need, don't inject Lysol, explain to them. You know what I mean? If you need that explained to you, that you should not point a light up in the air over your head while people are shooting at you, or while people could be shooting at you. If you need that explained to you, I didn't need to bother trying to explain it to you, because you would have taken issue with anything I said. You want to read some more nasty comments with me, Seth?
I'd be more than happy to.
You like those, don't you? That's fun for you.
I do. These are my favorite.
I went straight to the "You are not a southpaw" video. These are the comments from the video I did where I said, "You are not a southpaw." All right.
Might be fun. I'd be interested to see what kind of comments came from the video you and I did, because I got the most hated on videos I get are the ones where you and I collab, and I feel like that's for obvious reasons.
Right, because I'm there.
Our sparring looks different.
On my videos that you're in, those are probably the least. Those would be the least hated on. But we'll get those. We'll do one of those next.
Ah, jeez. Okay.
This is because the southpaw video was funny. Oh, I said you are not a southpaw, and in that video, the point I was making was that when you first show up to boxing class, you should just do what the coach says, and he's probably going to tell you to stand this way. And even though you feel like you might want to do the other thing, you should just do what the coach tells you, especially when you're brand new. And then in the end of the video, I explained scenarios and reasons why you would switch to southpaw as a right-handed person. You know?
Yeah, right. Sure. The infamous, it does not work until it does.
Yeah. This guy is a fucking idiot. It is good to have your most coordinated hand in front. I'm left-handed and orthodox. It's way better than me going southpaw. And I was wondering when one of those, like, better at what? Like, have you fought people both ways? You know, it's better. That's what you've been practicing, so that's what it's better at. I mean, you're better at that.
Right.
You know? Dumbest shit I've ever heard. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm surprised because that's like a pretty common knowledge teaching thing. Like people very often walk into a class and go, "Oh no, I'm right-handed. I'm going to put that one in front." I think maybe it's like a deeper level insecurity thing, Mike, where people don't want to have their powerful weapon in the back because they're afraid of letting somebody in.
Dumbest shit I've ever heard. Get the fuck out of here. Let's look at
The YouTube live's on a delay, so like I can't see the comments you're reading, and I could have swore you just said that to me. Okay, all right.
Let's see. Can Mike see these? Can you turn up your guest's audio? Just tuned in. Seth is quiet and I am loud. He's soft-spoken. That's just how it is.
Oh, here we go. I can put the mic a little bit closer. Is that better?
Yeah, that actually looks like your levels are popping up closer to mine. They're never going to be like mine. My mic is hot. This is a hot-ass mic. And Seth is...
I just have
Seth is very
bad
low-tech.
mic quality.
Yeah, bad mic quality? My quality? Your quality?
Bad mic quality, yeah.
Don't start that again. Let me find a Sensei Seth video. We'll do the most... What, do you want to do one with sparring?
I think the sparring one was the one that caught the flack. Sidekicks didn't... I actually took... I was bored the other night, and I read through your comments from our video, because I like to reply to them every now and then, see if I can't snag a sub or two, you know?
Right, yeah. No, that's smart. That's a good strategy.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
this...
I think the sidekick one did a little bit different. I don't know. Let's see.
So this is Karate Fight featuring Sensei Seth. Held for review. 0.
Of course.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling
Check
you.
the sidekick one. There's one about sidekicks.
Sidekicks don't work?
I'm sure it'll be mostly just people saying that sidekicks work, which is a bummer, but...
Sensei Seth. Sidekicks in a street fight? That one?
Ones. Yeah, sure.
All right, let's see him. Held for review. 2. Let's see what they are. God, your videos are dumb. That's it. When Sensei Seth is around. So you saw they were calling my wife names, asking people why they cared about my family, saying that I was the worst, saying that I was terrible, saying that I should close up shop, delete my channel, all that. Sensei Seth comes in a video, and the worst out of 2 videos, I only get 1 real negative comment, and it's, God, your videos are dumb. Seth, you're a uniter.
I'm gonna be real controversial next time.
Yeah, you're so vanilla, I can't even get negative comments. Well, no, I got negative comments. So let's clarify, in case anyone's unsure. These are the comments that YouTube decided I shouldn't see. You know what I mean? When the YouTube machine can just tell they're inherently negative, like if someone's calling names or using racial terms or,
Right.
you know, telling me to kill myself or all that stuff. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let me scroll up. I think I missed something important on YouTube. Let me make sure I didn't. Quinn B, back at it. I'm a bum with no headset. Sent an Instagram PM for later. Thank you, Quinn B. I'll get back to you. Yeah, Seth. So I think that you need to... I'm not saying you have to change who you are. But it's just like I asked you. I want to know if there's a dark side to you. I want to see some flaws in you. You know what I mean? I want to see some vulnerability. I want to see you get...
Okay.
I want to see you get passionate about something and stop being so damn diplomatic. Unless you don't have those types of opinions.
No, I do. I had some input for the haters conversation. I thought that was an interesting talk. So here we'll go into this. So my step-parents were both like haters growing up, right? So I didn't have like bullies in school. I didn't have that kind of stuff. So earlier, Max talked about the old boss situation, and that's how like I related to that because that was something super similar, you know, like having somebody who has power over you that like what are you gonna do? You know, are you gonna quit? You're gonna leave your house, something like that. So for me, I take like there's little bitty hater moments that will catch me in like the deep dark spot in the back of my head. And if you guys read through comments, you'll see me reply to one of them every now and then. But no, that for me it's like a very deep, like weird, very specific trigger. If that makes sense.
Yeah. We need it. We need to bring it out.
Let's hear it.
No, I'm saying we need to bring it out of you.
But anyway, no. So for me, the hater thing is usually I take the haters as people who I don't think they usually, unless it's the people who are like racial slur, just yelling, right? The haters that are like
that's anger.
Haters.
That's anger.
Yeah, that's anger.
I'm talking about insecurity. When I say haters, I'm talking about insecurity.
Yeah, the medium, not belligerent.
Yeah.
Right?
When they think they actually have a good point.
Right. I take them as somebody who like nobody wants to talk to. So they're like, well, shoot, what's my outlet to converse with people? Let me comment, and then no response. And they're like, oh man, that sucks. Okay, let me comment that's something that's a little more clickbaity that is like obviously going to make you upset. Get something out of you. Have a human interaction.
Mm-hmm. Because that's ultimately what we're after.
Right. Yep. Get that that hierarchy of needs type deal. Be like, okay, I need something. You know what I mean? That's how I usually take those. Or it's just somebody who's like super overconfident in themselves and thinks that we would be blessed with their input on something.
Yeah.
That is like we didn't ask for.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm asking for it, either literally or figuratively.
That makes it different though. That makes it feedback.
Yeah.
Where like a lot of the time, like and we've talked about how like the really really good stuff, like there's a filter of the really really good and the really really like pointless stuff that doesn't help. Like you mentioned, like this video of you farting for 30 seconds was incredible, best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I want to take a look at one of these comments over here.
I've never seen my whole life.
I want to take a look at one of these comments over here. I got a comment from a guy named Leonard Butler. You're a badass, dude. Inspirational. Thanks for the content. I appreciate you, Leonard. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to thank me for the content. I have to thank you for your time and watching it. But I don't want you to think I'm a badass. If I'm inspirational, I want you to think you're a badass. That's my job. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not to get on here and be like, oh, I'm so cool. Look at my awesome life. Look, I have lights now. I didn't have lights last week. I'm doing big shit. You know, my job is to make you feel like a badass. Actually, my job is to make you be such a badass that you can't help but feel like it. That's why I told the woman earlier when she was like tiptoeing around saying she was like the shit. You're the shit. That's my job, is to find out what you're the shit about. My job is to find out what makes you the shit and what makes you shit. Crank the levels up on the first one. Drop the levels on the second one. That's my job. So Leonard Butler, thank you for your time consuming my content. But what are you going to do about that inspiration? That's what I want to know.
Right. I take issue with the whole, like, you motivate me, you do this, like, you inspire me. It's totally cool. I get it.
So let's be clear. I want to be clear. I'm not saying I don't love that. That makes me so happy. That makes me sleep good.
Yeah, no.
That makes my life. That completes me. But that's not.
It makes me cringe.
Well, we can get to that in a second. I love it. I'm a little deeper into the game. You know what I mean? So I'm a little closer. I think I'm a little closer in tune to how I'm going to wrap this up. What we're really looking for. I think I'm just a little closer to like the final level. You know what I mean? I'm a little closer to the last boss. So like, I kind of understand, like when people do that, I'm like, oh, I'm close. This is it. This is happening. This is it. This is the last guy.
Right.
This is the last boss. Like because I've already been teased by the last boss a few times.
Sure.
I love that this dude said that. I love it.
Yeah.
But I don't do this for what I can. I get something out of it when he says it, but I don't do this to get something out of you. I do this for you to get something out of me. So you love it. I'm inspirational. Great. Leonard, comment. What are you going to do about it? And if you're not going to do shit about it, I need to reevaluate what I'm doing, and you need to reevaluate what you think about me.
Right.
Because if I'm so fucking inspirational, you should be able to answer. Tomorrow, I'm going to add 5 more push-ups to my sets tomorrow. Now let's read this comment. I think this is the guy. Refresh my memory. 1 minute you're Javon Smith. That's him. This is a real hater. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Real hater. Real hater alert. Real hater alert. Awooga. Real hater alert. We got a real hater. Oh no. Real hater. Real hater alert. Real hater. Javon Smith says, 1 minute you're going karate sucks, then someone shows you some moves on live that still look bullshit, and that easy you change your mind. Instead of digging deeper, you're very simple-minded, you bald-headed buffoon.
Zero context.
Zero.
None.
Zero. That comment couldn't be dumber.
Right.
That comment
It is
couldn't
the
be
most,
dumber.
it's like the most graffiti on a building that you don't know what goes on inside.
Yeah. Javon Smith says one, and I bet, see, this motherfucker shows up in every live stream. He watches every single video. This is a guy, think about this, people. This brings this whole thing full circle. This motherfucker watches every single video, watches all of every single live, just to tell me that I'm a bald-headed buffoon and I don't dig deeper. Maybe he's just digging deep into something that he was critical of. You know? He says 1 minute you're going karate sucks, which means he's a fucking idiot because he didn't watch and see in every sparring round I've ever done and every fight I've ever had, I utilize karate.
Right.
Maybe I'm not a karate black belt, but we have a karate expert on the line in Sensei Seth Adams, who's a third-degree black belt in karate. He is an actual karate expert. He has sparred me. He's watched every single fight I've had. Without any possible argument, Sensei Seth, am I 100% utilizing pure karate in some of my techniques that I use when I fight?
Yes.
Can't even argue. I'm not saying that I am a karate guy. I'm saying some of those techniques are 100% karate. There's things I do that are only karate. There are things that I do that could be called a lot of things, but there are things that I do that are just karate.
Right. I mean, when you do something well, people tend to come upon that correct decision or correct movement from without even having to communicate it.
Yeah.
Like what could be karate could also be something else, and you never even had the conversation about how to do that, you know?
Yeah. So when he says that I'm saying karate sucks, he's not even realizing that the lesson is deeper than me just saying karate sucks. Why did I say karate sucks? I said karate sucks so that people would watch the video. And in the end of the video, I talked about how useful karate was. You moron. How do you watch every single video I make, start to finish, comment on everything, and don't actually get the message? One of my closest friends and colleagues is a karate expert. He travels regularly to make content with me. If I thought karate sucked, would that be true? You dipshit. And then someone shows me some bullshit moves on live and I change my mind. I didn't change my mind. I thought the same thing every time. Jesse Enkamp, the karate nerd, showed me a kata on a live stream and I had fun doing it. It was fun. It was fun. Did I learn? Did it make me a better fighter? Probably not. Did it make me a better athlete? Not that session, right? But it gave me something to think about and it was fun. You joyless simp.
Ready? Well, Mike, I'm gonna do something that blows your mind here.
I'm not done with this guy yet, Seth. He's not getting off the hook that easy.
I'll wait till after.
And that easy, you change your mind instead of digging deeper. You're very simple-minded, you bald-headed buffoon. Be very careful when you insult people's intelligence. You can't make typos when you insult people's intelligence. Even though I don't hold your typos against you because I make typos and I don't view typos as I don't hold that against you, Javon, but other people will. If you want to be taken seriously while telling someone how simple-minded they are and what a buffoon they are, spell your shit right.
Buffoon.
I did not change my mind because Jesse Enkamp showed me a kata. We made a 30-minute video together. It was super duper fun. A lot of people got value out of it and enjoyed it. A lot of people learned something either about Jesse or about me or about karate or about YouTube or about how this all works. And guess what also happened? A bunch of dipshits who don't understand anything I'm doing watched it. And they watched that thing for 30 fucking minutes and gave Jesse all that ad revenue. So not only did we have fun, we got to do what we love for a living. Thanks, Javon.
Are you ready for this, Mike?
Yeah, go ahead. You got to follow that.
So yeah, no, I'll follow it, because here's the thing, Mike. All of the commenting that he's done for the last however many,
years,
don't know that his end goal wasn't to have this moment where he was in your brain. You know what I mean? Where you were outwardly speaking about him.
He gets in every video because his comments are that dumb. He was in the last one. He's the one that said gym owners make a lot of money.
Who knows, Mike? Maybe you're feeding him.
Yeah, don't feed the trolls, right? Don't feed the trolls.
But I'll be honest. I do feed a lot of trolls. It is fun to feed trolls. It's like, it sounds terrible, but it's fun to like play with the sick little wounded thing.
No, so listen, because
watch it squirm.
There's something I do need to cover that I've had time to think about while we're doing this. No one helped me. No one came on and helped me with this thing. I need to check the Podbean thing. No callers on the Podbean, but I haven't watched it in a while. Seth, we were having such a good time. I'll take one more caller on Podbean if you want to get in there. I said that we should pity them because they're sad and pathetic, but I also laugh at them, right? Typically, if you pity someone like oh, this guy's got an injury, or this guy's disabled, or this person lost their job, or something that you would normally pity someone for, typically you wouldn't laugh at them. You know what I mean?
Right.
That'd be wrong. I think in this case, there's twofold reason to laugh at them. One, they're trying to hurt people. You know what I mean? And maybe there's something sad and pitiful and broken inside them that makes them want to hurt people, but they are trying to hurt people. And it's much like anything else. If a person is rampaging through town because they're ill or sick or hurt, or something's going on in their mind, they're having a mental breakdown, or they have mental illness, you have to take physical measures to stop them. Like it sucks that's why, but like that you still got a job to do. I'm talking like, if you were a police officer and there was a mental patient who was stabbing people and he can't help it. He didn't, he literally can't help it, but you got to stop him. All right.
Right.
So they're trying to hurt people. One. And
absolutely,
I'm trying to maintain my mental status and health and feel good. And laughter makes me do that. So that's the only way I can justify laughing at people that I also pity in this case. What do you think?
I mean, at some points it is comical. Like you can feel bad. Okay, for example, like if I were to throw a kick and like on a live stream and I fell down, like there might be a part of you that's like, dang, I feel bad for Seth. I'm going to roast him about that for weeks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You had that moment where you pitied me, but then also like it was funny.
No, I think that's
the reasoning behind it being funny might be different, but it can be two things at once.
I don't think I would feel so. I get what you're saying. I wouldn't in that example. I wouldn't feel so. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Beginner at Life says Seth's treading into his content now. Seth, Beginner at Life's specialty is making content about him sucking at things. Javon Smith says, dude, you can't get mad because I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. And Mike is not feeding me because he knows what I'm saying needs to be spoken. And because it is valid, it needs to be spoken. Javon, you're championing a righteous cause.
That's immediate.
I wish I had some music. We're going to bring on Brain Jacked. Brain Jacked, you're online.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. What's up?
Dude, Mike, Seth.
What's up, buddy?
I wanted to say, first of all, I'm a traditional martial arts instructor. and I really just started doing it 2 years ago. I like it. I'm not going to say what I do, but it's similar to your style, Seth. A lot of kicks.
Nice. Love it.
What would you recommend, Mike, yourself, or both of you, you've both got your own schools. You say don't own a gym, be friends with someone who does. What pathway would you suggest for someone getting into it?
Like,
should I go first? Do you want to go first?
What do you mean? I said don't own a gym. I don't know that Seth feels strongly that way.
Yeah. Look, looking as a career in martial arts going forward, if you say that's like a big stumbling block that a lot of people don't consider, like the costs and stuff of owning a gym, what would you recommend instead? Like online or private training or?
For me, I started my career, like I've never owned a building. In Dallas, I went to homeschool co-ops and parks and recs, and I went to daycares, and I didn't pay overhead for anything. All I paid for was gas and like the occasional uniform. It was great. I had like 60 students. It was awesome. It was a great time. I didn't have to stress about paying bills or communicating with landlords. I didn't have to stress about anything. It was sick. Is it scalable?
Was that just renting?
So what I did is I would walk into a school or whatever it is, walk in there and be like, hey, I can provide this value during times that you're not using the floor, and
that's excellent advice.
Right. I will take care of the payments. I will handle everything. I'll have the waivers. I'll even get liability insurance, and then I'll give you a percentage of whatever I make as rent. Because the thing is, if you're like, yep, I'll pay rent, then you're paying rent regardless if you're using the space or not. Like if you don't have any students in there, you're paying rent. But if you say, cool, I'll give you a percentage, it's like, wow, my percentage can grow every time you get a new student. That sounds great. And so you cover your butt, you make it more enticing to them. You take all the like stress of it off their hands. That's how I go about it.
Yeah, cool. But Mike, you said when you started doing like private lessons, you were like undercutting people by like doing $30 lessons and working.
Yeah, I was doing $30 lessons.
That's the way to go.
The going rate in the area was 60. It was 60 an hour, and that was for guys who fought on pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
That was for guys who fought on pay-per-view. We're charging 60. So, and that was personal trainers.
Would you recommend?
I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you exactly what to do. I'll tell you exactly what to do. So Seth is. I agree almost completely with what Seth is saying. Notice what Seth led with. Seth led with giving them something. Don't go to a gym or to a program or to a place or to anyone really and ever try to figure out what you can get from them. You go with like, hey, you're not using this time. I can put people in here. Stuff can be going on. We can make money, blah, 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 blah. The only approach that I would have, I'm a little bit different. And I'm also, I'm a little bit different where I'm at in the game as it relates to Seth. If you were just starting out, Seth's route is cool. What me personally I would do is I would not go for a percentage. This is so I'll tell you the pros and cons of either. Seth is saying offer them a percentage. So if you're making $0, they're making $0. So it's incentive to them for you to grow. And
right.
But my problem with that, and there's a good reason for that, because when you're not there, if you don't have a lot of students, you don't have a lot of people, and you don't have to pay a lot.
Yeah, it's a good starting point. I
am of the opposite camp. There's pros and cons either way. I would pay them a flat rate. I'll be like, I'll pay you $400 a month or $500 a month or whatever. I would just pay the rent on the place for the hours, right? Supremely confident that I would build my business enough that it would be so banging that I would come out cheaper than if I was paying them a percentage. Because the way I think is like, this business might one day be making a quadribazillion dollars. I don't want to pay them 20% of my quadribazillion. I still want to pay them $500 a week.
Yeah, of course.
Now, that's me. That's the way I am. Because I have owned, I've done the brick and mortar, and I've done a lot of different things, and I feel like what I was saying to Seth, I feel like I'm like, like when I said before, when I put out a video, I know exactly what it's going to do. I'm never surprised by a video anymore. So when I start a new business, and I've started several, I'm never surprised. If I'm surprised by anything, it's by the success. I'm never like, man, I thought this would work and it didn't. That's never happened to me. I'm not bragging. That's just like I was saying earlier. I'm not bragging. That's just a fact. I've never gotten it wrong. Never once. I've never been wrong. Jason wants me to act like I feel like I might be wrong sometimes. Fucking have somebody come in here and make me wrong. You know what I mean?
Fuck Jason, man.
But if you're still hustling and finding your way, and you want flexibility, then that scalability that Seth recommended is a good way to go about it. That way you're not on the hook. You're not on the hook.
Yeah.
I'm wrong all the time.
But like, I think that's thanks, Seth. That's a pretty. I didn't really consider that before. That's like
but the bottom line is, either way you do it, you approach it as what you can do for them. The same way you do with your students. You don't get your students to believe in you and trust in you by saying, hey, if I want you to pay a bunch of money and think I'm the shit. You tell them, hey, I can make you stronger, I can make you faster, I can make you faster. You go to the gyms or to the schools or the places that you want to work out of. I don't want to work for anyone. If you just want to go get paid per hour to be someone's employee, do it. If you're that type of person.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of person. Seth's not that type of person. Seth could go have a real 9-to-5 job if he wanted. We're just not that type of person. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that type of person.
Look, I'll be honest. I'm kind of like in that position myself right now. Like you say like don't own a gym, be friends with someone who does, and I've got a pretty good boss, and I'm able to teach at those schools, and I'm kind of
you're his employee.
Experience from it.
You're his employee.
Yeah, and he's also like my master, like Taekwondo wise.
Yeah. So, Taekwondo, really like what kind of master are we talking about here? We're getting late in the podcast. We can talk about other stuff now. So then what? So then, dude. So then what the fuck are you asking?
No, look, I just know that where I'm at right now. I'm getting a lot of valuable experience, but I'm just not the sort of person who, like 5 years, 10 years down the road, will be happy being someone's employee.
Absolutely.
Whether it's me moving cities or changing my location, I know I want to do this on the road.
If you're not happy being someone's employee, then you do what Seth said or what I said. You know what I mean?
If you're not happy, middle grounds of ways you can do it too. Like there's some locations where like that you're probably not going to get what they're asking for rent wise, but you can like finagle a percentage. Like it doesn't have to be one concrete thing. So like you could go to a Muay Thai gym, be like, look, I can teach kids Taekwondo. I'll rent the space because you can fill that thing up. Yeah. And then like a daycare, like you can get 7-8 kids in there in like a small room. They're going to ask for a certain amount of money. You can say, I'll do a percentage. Another thing I would look into, I don't know how tight you and your Taekwondo instructor are, but maybe being like, hey, is there any way I could like head a program? Like maybe I want to do a summer camp. Maybe I want to do this, something that you're not already doing.
Ooh,
and be like in charge of it.
Use it as a safety net to practice running your own thing, like totally like start to fit. That's very good. Talk. With the super chat. Thank you so much. He just says, goal. He didn't have a question. He just wanted to help me out. And I appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you.
He meant that for me. That was an inside thing. We'll sort that out later.
Thanks. Oh, so we straighten that out.
No, the super chats for me. You got to send that this way.
He asked Talk asked if Carl Van Roon is on the phone. Does this guy sound like Carl Van Roon? I don't know who that is, but maybe that's someone that you sound like. I don't know. So if you're not happy being someone else's employee, you like your boss, right? You like your...
I like him. I respect him. He's a really good guy. I like what he does with his business.
So start treating it like an internship, and if he's really good at business, but you don't want to work for him forever, treat it like an internship, treat it like school. Watch how he does everything. And this goes, and this is not really martial arts specific, and actually this is bad advice for most martial arts people, because usually the guy that runs your martial arts school is terrible at business. But if you want to be in business, if you want to be an entrepreneur, and you don't want to work for someone, but you currently do work for someone, and that job is pretty good, that's hard. That's hard to leave a job that's pretty good to go make no money, but like... I'm super passionate about it. Especially you're doing the job that you are passionate about. You would just be leaving. You would just be like, it would feel like a massive step down to start over. But if you know,
freedom, though.
If you know in your heart that you don't want to be an employee forever, let me reiterate, there's nothing wrong with being an employee, but not everyone wants to be one. So if you know that that's not true, don't say, I just can't take this. I love this job. This job is great. I'm very passionate about it. My boss is really good to me and I'm learning a lot from him and it's good, but fuck this. I can't punch a clock anymore. Like, that makes no sense. You know, that sounds ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Well, look, they say, like, you know, you do think for 5 years become a professional. Like, I've done like taekwondo for going on. Well, I've done martial arts for next year will be 20 years.
So you're an expert at that.
That's a long time, right?
All you need, and if he's running his business well and it's profitable or sustainable, you know, then you're just learning from him. Look at how he does everything. Look at the software he uses on his computers. Look at how much time he spends doing things. Look at how he delegates everything, and start thinking about, if you know, start just writing in your notebook, like I have in my notebook, no meetings. Doesn't matter how many employees I ever have, we're never going to have meetings. Never. It does not. I will never have a meeting. And I wrote that down because I learned that while I was an employee and I was going to meetings. You know, so just write down, and I wrote down, I stole shit. Everything I do that's good, I only thought of a couple of them on my own. Most of it I stole from other good businessmen. You know what I mean? So just study and make it your plan that in 5 years, so you say, I can't see myself being an employee in 5 years. We'll say 5 years, I'm not going to be an employee, but today I'm going to find out everything I need to know about payroll. And say you want to find out, do I need to, and you sound like you're from like Australia?
Correct.
Okay, so I don't know.
The other side of the planet.
I don't know how labor laws, you know, but for me, what I would do is, okay, I need to find out the pros and cons of hiring someone versus contracting someone versus under the table versus all the different options, pros and cons, figure out which one I would like to do, figure out which one would help me the most and help them the most and help the students the most. You know, I would be figuring out, so today I'm going to figure out payroll and employees. Then next week, I'm going to figure out insurance. How do I get that? Is that hard? Then the next week after that, I'm going to figure out advertising. And I'm just going to use this time while I'm getting a check to do something that I really dig, as just like treat it like whatever comes after college. You know, you got elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and then this. And just treat it like learning, right. Knowing, doing everything, putting away money, learning, knowing that you're going to go do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys rock. And I guess awesome. I'm just trying, like you said, steal from expert business people. That's what I tried to do calling in. So thank you very much.
Make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications.
I'm subscribed to both of you. Chill out.
I'm a motherfucking. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, no, you've got like a completely. Like I said, I've got a traditional background in martial arts, but I've trained with some people who are in security and who like not SWAT, but like Star Force over here.
Yeah.
And I can see that you've got like that kind of. I value your videos for a real practical kind of.
Well, that's because the only thing that I am an expert on is this thing right here, this microphone in front of my face. That's literally the only thing that I would like put myself against. Like, yeah, okay, I could fight okay, and I can shoot okay, and I can you know, run a business okay, and I can land clients okay, but I got the gift of gab. That's the only thing I'm an expert on. So, but what's cool about having the gift of gab is you can make yourself seem like an expert in anything. It's like the catch-all.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, man.
I appreciate it.
I hope we get to talk to you again soon. Keep us posted.
Yeah, man. Good luck, buddy.
Will do. Thanks, guys. See you.
So we're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to talk about, I said, who were we really talking to? I said that a bunch of times. Who are we really talking to? When you're trying to convince somebody that you know your shit, or you're trying to reach someone or help them, who are we talking to? But that doesn't even matter, because we figured out that the hatred and the negativity doesn't come from your content, doesn't come from your work, doesn't come from your face, doesn't come from your clothes or your hairdo or whatever it is they're hating on you about, wherever they're hating on you. It comes just from something inside them. Mm-hmm. It's totally outside of our control.
Yeah, it's their insides their inside feeling trying to affect your inside feeling.
Yeah, so, and you can't let it, because it's not that valuable. Not in the long term. We've also touched on the not so popular, sort of a little bit of I don't know what he's trying to say, when I say you shouldn't listen to all the people telling you how great you are either. That's
Right.
not that it's not doesn't make me feel good, not that it's not affirmation that I'm doing the right thing for people, but you have to question it. What did I ask that guy, and did he ever get back to me? What did I ask that guy? I said, cool, I'm inspirational. What are you going to do about it? You know what I mean?
Right.
I hope.
Yeah.
I don't know. I lost him in the chat. This chat's super long. If you're that guy, you better DM me on Instagram and tell me what the fuck you're going to do about that inspiration. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't mean shit. I fucking failed if you don't do anything about it. You know?
No, yeah.
But we might not need to listen to that either. It is valuable to the same degree that the small percentage of haters is, just in the opposite direction. These people that love you, that you love, that care about you, just like your mom's going to tell you that you look great when you get dressed up for your job interview. You know, oh, you look great. You don't. You look like a clown. Your tie is too wide. You know what I mean? Your tie is too wide and your coat doesn't fit. You look like a clown. But your mom's going to be like, oh, you look so handsome. That's not valuable. It makes us feel good, but it's not valuable if our goal is to improve. Because our goal, the whole thing is we're trying to improve ourselves, not prove ourselves.
Yeah, it's the people who are talking blindly to make you happy and the people who are talking blindly to make you unhappy.
Right, it's their bias. Both of those things come from something inside them.
Yep.
Not that we don't appreciate you. Both of you. Haters and the lovers, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
And we also touched on, it's funny, I look over at my board, the points I wanted to make. And point number 3, I don't even remember what the fuck I meant when I wrote it. It just says 3, have fun. So what we're really looking for, 1, help people. Not have people tell us we helped them. We want to really help them. 1 is help people. What are me and Seth and guys like me and Seth and that gentleman that just called and anyone that runs it, the woman earlier runs the business, her first priority is to help people. She wants to help people while doing something she's very passionate about. Seth wants to help people learn karate and love karate because he loves karate. But the number 1 goal to be successful, in spite of haters, is to help people. Because if your goal is to help people, it doesn't fucking matter what the haters say. Number 2 is to improve. These are my priorities. Those are my priorities. That's what it is. The guy earlier said, are you just talking to a younger you? I am, because what I wrote down, 1, help people. 2, improve. 3, have fun. Those are my priorities in order right now. I didn't write them to mean that, but that's what they are. So I guess that's how you deal with haters. If those are your priorities, nowhere on that list. Convince people is not on there. Prove yourself is not on there. And suffer is not on there. That's what the haters would have you do. They'd have you justify yourself to them, prove yourself to them, try to convince them of things, and suffer.
Right. And when you are convincing people or you're justifying things, you're not like taking a step forward. You're sitting there and explaining rather than like moving forwards and stuff that makes you better. You're staying stagnant.
Yeah. Well, this was the Icy Mike Imperfect podcast. That's Sensei Seth, as usual. I appreciate you so much, you guys that called in. I appreciate you on the YouTube live chat. We are going to be doing a special edition of this podcast on 10 a.m. Eastern on Friday, May 8th. We're going to be talking with Fight Perfect. We're going to talk about what really happened with Fight Perfect. That's going to be a fun time.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm going to get into it. And you guys should know, you should know by now, if you think that that's going to be, oh my God, it sucks what YouTube did to you. If you think that that's what I'm going to say, you ain't been paying attention. You ain't been paying attention, because that's not at all what's going to happen. If you think that I'm just going to tell them, oh my God, that sucks what happened, you've not been paying attention. Thank you guys so much. We will see you soon. All right, we've ended the Podbean chat. take a couple minutes for the YouTube chat. I'm going to try to catch up on it. Icy Mike looks hella good in cargo shorts. Did you see me wearing cargo shorts? I hope not. I hope you didn't see me wearing any cargo shorts. Icy Mike for president. That'd be fun. Javon Smith says, people hate on me the same. I am still an Olympic champ, #1 boxer in the nation. It's not about something inside of you, but about my confidence that I have from being a martial arts constructive criticism. Martial artist constructive criticism. It's not about something inside of you, but about my confidence. I'm saying it's about something inside of you, and you're saying it's your confidence. That's inside of you. You're not making a very good argument. Javon, you're not good at arguing. Javon Smith says, I'm not the guy who talks shit behind the computer because I'm actually in the storm. I've never declined a sparring match, and I have valid knowledge of this field, boxing and MMA. Real champ I am. Okay. Jim M says, is your gym shut down because of the COVID-19? It currently is. Long John says, Icy Mike bullied me into submission for years. Don't think he knows what a vicious bully he can be. Actually, Long John was a hater. Long John was a hater. He didn't get it. Long John hated on me when I had 1,000 subscribers and I was fighting at Street Beefs. He had all kinds of negative shit to say. And now that dude is one of the first guys to support me. So what does that tell you? You know what I mean? Long John told me I sucked at fighting and I didn't know what I was talking about. And you know, I never tried to justify myself. I never tried to convince him otherwise. I never tried to do any of that shit. You know what I did do? I just kept doing what I was doing. And then he's like, damn, I kind of like this dude. All right. I appreciate everyone so much. I hope the thing went smoothly. These are difficult for me to do. I'm getting better at them skill-wise. I'm having trouble monitoring like the bit rate and the audio levels. That's real difficult for me. I do need to get either better at that or be able to bring someone on who can do all that. I would love to just sit and just chat, and then I could, you know, engage more with the live chat. I would love to do that. So hopefully we'll get that going. Icy Commenter says, why'd you steal my boy Icy Mitt's name? If you believe that, that's funny. I like that you went and did that. Like someone went and made an account called Icy Commenter just for the meta joke of the guy last week. That was Icy Mittworks. That wanted to do what I do. That's funny. Taekwondo Lifestyle says, shit, I wish I had 1,000 subscribers. So let me ask you something, Taekwondo Lifestyle. You wish you had 1,000 subscribers. So are you just going to keep wishing about it, or are you going to do something about it? Do you want 1,000 subscribers? Taekwondo Lifestyle, you want 1,000 subscribers. What are you going to do about it? Answer me. Actually, you know what? Taekwondo Lifestyle. Do you seriously want 1,000 subscribers? I could get you to 1,000 subscribers. Like that. Taekwondo Lifestyle. Is that you? Are you Dan? Is that Dan? Didn't you change your screen name? If you're Dan, you should already have 1,000 subscribers. If you are Dan, William Cornell, what the fuck is this still going on? Yeah, I felt bad about the YouTube, so I ended the Podbean, and I came over to the YouTube so I could catch up on the chat for the people that stuck with me, because a lot of people stuck through it, even though I couldn't get to the chat, and I felt bad about that. Taekwondo Lifestyle, I need you to... Yes, you're Dan. Okay, so why don't you have 1,000, dude? Are you posting? Are you posting? I haven't watched. I watched your last sparring. I think I watched you sparring. Yes, I know. Okay, you can stop it. I know who you are. You're Dan. You were Carolina Martial Arts. You're Master Dan. You came. We did a video together. You were on my channel. Taekwondo Lifestyle. Taekwondo Lifestyle. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see. Taekwondo Lifestyle. You posted 4 days ago. Heavy bag mounting systems. That's valuable. Upper State Taekwondo Championship. Garage gym tour. 5 months ago. Looks like I stole that idea from you. Icy Mike's next investment should be more monitors so he can see all the chats. Yeah, and a dude to Kung Fu Cooter. Taekwondo Lifestyle. So let's do this. See if I can edit this. You still with me, YouTube? I'm trying to bring y'all something. I'm trying to help out a friend. All right. Yeah, Seth, I wanted to stick on the YouTube for the people that wanted to stick around. I felt bad. And I didn't want to have too much to edit with the Podbean. Long shot martial arts. So, Taekwondo Lifestyle. Dan is from my hometown, and he has a Taekwondo school, and he wants to be a YouTuber, and he's getting better at YouTubing. He's still young in the game. He's getting better at it. Let me see how often he posts. Let's look. He says he wants 1,000 subscribers. Let's look. Taekwondo Lifestyle. This is him. 202 subscribers. Heavy bag mounting systems, yellow belt versus black belt, and karate versus taekwondo, upper state taekwondo championship, garage gym tour, tie your belt like a black belt, learn how to throw the palm heel, sparring with Colombian taekwondo national when sparring goes bad in taekwondo, rough day sparring. That's the video. So look, so Dan, here's your problem. 10 months ago, look at this. You came to this is around the time you came. Taekwondo is a new set of Pumse. I don't know what that is. 2.5 thousand views 10 months ago. Then 834 views. This was shortly after I saw you. Then you waited 2 months and posted one and got 290. Then you waited a whole month and it got 208. Then you waited 2 months. That one did okay. How to tie your belt because people are searching for that. Then you posted one and got 40. Then you waited 3 months to post this. Then you waited a month to post this. Then almost a month to post this. So you're only posting once a month. If you're not posting once a week, nobody's going to find your channel. You have to post once a week. The link to his channel is in the description of this video. So everyone should go subscribe. But look, motherfucker, I'm not sending all these people to subscribe to your channel and you're not going to post every week. If you want to have 1,000, you said you want to have 1,000 subscribers, right? You said that. So there you go. They're going to follow you. But if you don't post, the algorithm, even if they're subscribed, it's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? While you're at it, so Dan, we're giving Dan a chance, right? So Dan, we're giving Dan a chance. Right? We're giving Dan a chance. He's not been doing what he's supposed to be doing. Right? We're giving Dan a chance. Long shot martial arts, I can tell you for a fact, is an awesome that he's posting. He's already been through the Icy Mike primer. Long shot martial arts is in the description down below as well. Both guys are in the description. We got an up and comer in long shot martial arts. Someone said Dan's in the weeds. That's a table serving term. He is in the weeds. He's behind. All right, long shot martial arts. So you go to Taekwondo Lifestyle and Long Shot Martial Arts. Taekwondo Lifestyle was in a video with me. He came and he taught me some things. He helped me with some kicks and stuff. Good instructor, needs help with YouTube. We're going to help him. Longshot Martial Arts has all the tools and is ready to go out the gate. So we're going to give them both a shot. You should go subscribe to both of them. All right? But you guys have to post. You guys have to post. Dan, after I talked to Longshot Martial Arts, he was kind of like futzing around, doing a little bit here, a little bit there. 7 months ago, 5 months ago, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, right? And now 1 month ago, but then he got a fire lit up under him.
What's up, guys?
Let's see.
Today we're going to go over 5 things
Look,
that you
straight to the
need
point.
to make every choke tighter and more effective.
Look at this.
1, access to the neck. 2, compression. 3,
let's see, we're 13
rotation.
seconds in.
4, tilt.
Look.
And 5, stabilizing the body. Now, everybody knows 1 and 2.
Let's see what
you
he
need
does.
access to the neck and compression.
Let's
Those
see.
are no-brainers.
We're about to find
3
out
and
what
4
happens.
are often overlooked because they result a lot in neck
what about
cramps,
5?
and people write those off
You should already be
as
telling me
strength
about
moves
5.
and
What about 5?
write it off as being
See?
used by people who are generally
See?
unskilled.
That's the video.
Number 5
There we go.
is stabilizing the body, and this will change a lot depending on which type of choke that you're actually trying to apply. So let's get into it.
There we go. 47 seconds. 47 seconds, long shot. 47 seconds, we're into it. He did get it together. It's better. 47 seconds. Did you catch where you went wrong? You heard it as I was saying it live, right? You said 1 and 2, everyone knows. 3 and 4, overlooked. 5 is the most important and brings it all together. Boom, long shot martial arts. That's what should have happened. Right? Feel me? You feel me? Did you hear it when we were hearing in real time all together? Did you hear where it went? It should have already happened. We should already been here. For you, right now, 20 seconds, 30 seconds tops, we need to be here. I'm going to give you 5 details that make every choke better. I don't care if it's a guillotine, rear naked choke, Darce choke, or some stuff you think you made up, right? 1 and 2, everyone's heard of. 3 and 4, often overlooked. But 5 is key to make every choke tighter right now. Boom, long shot martial arts. Takes you 20 seconds, tops. This is better. You tried to make it 30. Well, fuck what you tried to do, long shot. No, Sensei Seth, good start, long shot. Fuck what you tried to do. I told you 30. Fuck what you tried. I said 30, motherfucker. I'm hot. It's the end of the podcast. It's the end of the broadcast. You got the note, long shot? I'm not playing with you. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck. Remember it. Yes, it was better, but it was better. So you're helping people. You improved. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you have fun making that video. I'm going to watch the rest of it later. Guys, that's a 15-minute video. I suggest you watch it cover to cover because Long Shot Martial Arts is killer with the details. Killer with the details. Right? Super. Look at this thumbnail. My God. My God, look at this thumbnail. Do you see this thing? Long Shot Martial Arts. This is how you do a thumbnail. My God, it looks good. Look at that filter. Look at those piercing eyes. What would happen if I clicked that right now? What the fuck? Do y'all want to see what would happen if I clicked that? Drop a comment. We're going to end on this. If I don't see something interesting in 30 seconds, I'm bored. Probably shorter than that. Let's see. What happens if I click that? LML, Mike's feeling himself to his own picture. Both my hands are on the table. Look at the video above it, though. No, I'm not watching that shit. Look. Sensei Seth said, look, when I mouse over, look at this. Seth, are you still here? Let me fix this shit, too. So this thumbnail sucks, right? Eli Knight is a superstar, right? We need some contrast so people can see Bop that that's Eli Knight. You know what I mean? We actually don't even need you in there, right? We need Eli Knight in there. When I mouse over, you know the first word I see is watch. Watch when I mouse over this. Look at the first word, the first impactful word that screams at you, that jumps out. Sorry in advance, and then I don't even get to read the rest. You apologized. Apparently in the first millisecond of the video, you apologize. Seth, no. We're not doing that anymore. You fucked it up. Do you know I fucked up the Ryan Hoover thing? Do you know what I did? I made it a gag. I had in there me telling him to go over. You know what I mean? But don't apologize. The content in there is good and valuable, and everything that this guy has to say is awesome. Don't apologize. Who wants to know what happens when I click my own live and stream it on my live? WCG Martial Arts and Fitness. Hey, Mike, I have a quick question about YouTube. Okay if I ask it here? The fuck you think, man? Long John says, get rid of your name, Longshot MMA, because this is Long John MMA, Ukrainian-style catch wrestling that you want no part of. First of all, Long John MMA, maybe you're not familiar with Longshot MMA, but that dude's pretty bad. And Longshot MMA is an awesome name. Do it, click. Everyone wants to. I don't think it now. I mean, now everyone's excited about it. How to deal with haters, reading negative comments. What happens? Oh, I gotta mute it. Oh, by the way, there's a flash sale going on tomorrow at Olight. You know, where you can get up to 40% off this Olight. There's a link in the description of my last video and the video that's coming out tomorrow. And look, there are you guys over there. And it's me talking about Longshot martial arts, so we're a little bit behind. Let's see. See what he has to say. At Olight, you know, where you can get up to 40% off this Olight. There's a link in the description of my last video and the video that's coming out tomorrow. And look, there are you guys over there. And it's me talking about Longshot martial arts, so we're a little bit behind. What's going on? I'm lost. I'm lost in the sauce. How many windows is it opening up? What is happening? At Olight, you know, where you can get up to 40% off this Olight. There's a link in the description of my last video and the video that's coming out tomorrow. And look, there are you guys over there. And it's me talking about Longshot martial arts. That's crazy. So that was fun. Where's the guy, WCG Martial Arts and Fitness, asking me about YouTube? And he didn't ask me the question. Do you know what I hate? Oh, here it is. Cool. I'm super new to making YouTube content. Got 35 subs. I've made a video replying to something from a huge channel. I'm going to post it, but should I send it to the other channel too early? Well, nobody gives a fuck about what you have to say in that video. Nobody. Literally nothing will happen. So it's just practice. Or that guy will see that video and he'll be like, huh, that's super interesting. And he'll share it and put you on. Or someone else will. But most likely, no one will give a shit about that video. If he's a big YouTuber and you send it to him, if it's nice, if it's like a nice reaction, cool. But really, he's going to feel like kind of awkward and like, okay. And if it's an argument, it becomes one of those like, you know, like one of those who the fuck is that guy moments. You know what I mean? Not to talk down about your 35 subs, but I'm just saying realistically, you saw his content and had this like brilliant idea about what you were going to do and say about it. And then nobody, you know what I mean? Is that, I'm not talking bad. I'm not saying that your opinion is worthless. I'm just saying I'm not saying that it should mean nothing. I'm just saying that's what it will mean. Most likely. So what you should just do, and I even wouldn't Unless your content is going to be based around reacting to and replying to other people's content, which is, in my opinion, hard to do in a non-scummy way. If the majority of your content is just taking other people's videos and replying to them and just playing them and talking over them or like pointing at them, if you're just talking about somebody else's videos, it's kind of weird unless you are an expert in making videos or you're an expert. It's tough. There's a way to do it that's not scummy, but usually it's scummy. Usually it becomes scummy. What happens is people do it. They realize, shit, that video took me 10 minutes to make. And then they got some ad revenue off of it. Probably what happened is you put a lot of thought into this. And it's like these words that you're saying in the video mean a lot to you, but they don't mean shit to anybody else. Not yet at 35 subscribers. That doesn't mean that what you're saying means nothing. I'm saying it will mean nothing to everyone. Like if I watch it, I'll like it. If anyone who watches it will like it, but it's 35 dudes watching it. I'm sure it's very important. I'm sure you put a lot of thought into it. I'm just saying that it's not going anywhere. So all you're doing right now, while you're under 5,000 subscribers, everything before 5,000 subscribers is just practice. So if you've got 35 subscribers and you want to go in on another YouTuber, that's cool if that's what you're practicing to be good at. But as far as like, oh, I'm going to say this amazing thing and it's really going to like snag the attention and jumpstart my YouTube career, it's probably not going to happen. It could happen, so I encourage you to practice it, but don't worry too much about it. WCG Martial Arts and Fitness. The guy asked for video replies from viewers. The video I made agrees with and adds to what he said. If he shares, I feel like my channel isn't ready. So fuck your channel being ready. I've said before, so okay, let me make this distinction. I said before that if you were trying to get me to share your stuff and I didn't share it because it wasn't ready, it meant because I was not going to share it and then because I can't share it more than once. So if I share it and it sucks, I'm never going to do that again, and I want to be able to help you forever. You know what I mean? But I can't put my name on it and say, hey guys, go watch this, unless I just love you and want to help you out and you're a friend, and a charity case, Sensei Seth, or I really, really believe in your content and I want you to be in front of more people because you deserve to be. Longshot MMA. Taekwondo lifestyle somewhere in the middle. For now, we're giving Taekwondo lifestyle a chance. Love from Jesse says, like YouTubes who just read Reddit posts. Yeah, I think that's just, I mean, I don't get it. You know, I mean, maybe people like that. I don't get it. Let's see. I'm going to take a couple more and I got to go to bed. Say something about your thoughts, Grappler vs. Striker, now or next Wednesday. I did a video on it. Will there be a collab video of Icy Mike versus Seth versus Jesse versus Ryan Hoover versus Eli Knight playing Street Fighter 2? None of them guys want this smoke. I'm telling you. Gotta advertise, my dude. Stream your editing, live reaction on Twitch as well. Huh? Hey, can you check out my videos? You don't have to share. I don't care. I just want you to have your advice on my style. Or in my case, a hardcore troll. Yeah. Shu Kiranai, you want me to check out your channel? I'll check it out right now. Do you want to do it right now? Are you scared? If you're scared to do it right now, I will look at it later, but if you're scared to do it right now, then you already have your answer. Long John, see you later, man. Oh, I can't read any of that. So Shu Kiranai says, hey, can you check out my videos? You don't have to share. I don't care. I just want to have your advice on my style. If you'll post it right now, if you'll send it to me a DM, I'll look at it. If not, I'll look at it right. If you want me to look at it right now, I will. And if you don't want me to look at it right now, that's the answer to your question. You know what I mean? What is it? Shu Kiranai? One? First of all, the name's got to get fixed. Shu Kiranai. Yeah, I can't find that. That's like you have. You're awesome. All right, so we got problems, but that's okay. You're just starting, right? Is this you? Shu Kurenai, is this you? This is Shu Kurenai 1. Let me make sure that's you, because that name. There we go. So Shu Kurenai 1. Hey guys and girls, no views 4 hours ago. Let's go back. Let's see where we're at a week ago. I don't actually care about what you were doing 3 months ago. I don't care about what you're doing 4 weeks ago. 1 week ago, I care. So look at these. Let's off the bat. We have no. So here's Shu. Here we got lots of problems. This is what a lot of people's channels look like, and they don't realize that so many things matter, and they think, oh, I'll just make the great content. But you have to package your content up in a way that people want to see. You know what I mean? Like, you have to put it in a way that we want to look at. So you've got no kind of icon, no avatar. This name, I don't know what this is. I guess this is a reference to probably an anime, I'm guessing. Right? This is a problem. You got no channel art. We need a picture here. We need a dope name. We need channel art. Bingo, off the rip. You need those things. The content alone is not good enough. Right? That's controversial. The content alone is not good enough. Okay, everyone in the comments, shut up. She asked my opinion, or he asked my opinion. I can't tell you. All right? Random video, hope you like. Here's the problem. We've got problems. There's lots of problems. I'm glad you asked, and I'm not trying to rip you apart, but there are lots of problems. There's lots of little things that people don't realize are problems. This is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem, and this is a huge problem. This is a humongous problem. Thumbnail is the most important thing. The thumbnail needs to make me want to watch it. The thumbnail needs to make me want to read the title, and the title needs to make me want to click it. When I click it, the first 30 seconds needs to make me want to watch the next 30 seconds. So when I click this.
Hey guys. Really, boy? Yeah, they can't see us.
What's happening?
This is supposed to be my new intro. I guess some doofus doesn't want to make the intro.
So this is supposed to be your new intro. All right, we're going to stop it there because I think y'all are kids. So, let me find my thing. So, big problems, right? You got to have a thumbnail. You got to make thumbnails. You got to have good titles. The question that I would ask you, if you want to be a YouTuber, the question I would ask you is, what are people going to get out of your videos? I know you're a boy now. I couldn't tell earlier. Okay, I get it. What am I going to get out of your videos? What are people going to get from them? That's all you have to answer. You just find out what it is you're doing for people. And then the rest takes care of itself. Yeah. We are all working at it. We're all trying to improve. But number one is help people. That's before improve, right? Help people is my number one priority in YouTube and in life. Improve is my number 2 priority in YouTube and in life. And number 3, have fun is my priority in YouTube and in life. So you looked like you were having fun. Great, but that's my 3rd priority for growth on YouTube and growth as a person in life. You were having fun making those videos. But are you improving yourself? And most importantly, what are you doing for someone else? Those are my questions to you. You can fix the channel art and everything later, but you need to get it together and figure out why you're making videos. Sensei Seth, use Canva for thumbnails, short term, and have fun. Just post and enjoy yourself is what my answer is, not what that Mike will like that. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's fine advice. You should have fun. William, I'm glad I didn't say anything about those videos. Yeah. Damn, Mike, you just repeated my freaking comment, thief. No, mine was better. I said it better. Shu said, don't be sorry, just be better. That's great advice. Shu, you are the product, so you have to figure out how to be honest with yourself. That's great. Yep, all that's great advice. Can you make a video covering things like body preservation and recovery? I feel like a lot of people need to increase their time taking care of themselves outside of their active training. Yes, they should. And yes, I should. It's not funny or fun or sexy or cool or badass, but it should be done. All right. This is officially the longest live I've ever done. Seth's not hating. Me and Seth just pick at each other. We learn a lot from each other. And we have a lot in common, so it's very easy for it to seem like he's stealing things from me. William Cornell, Sensei Seth, Icy Mike's been copying you for a while. He's even been caught using sidekicks. Oh, man. I'll look into content. So Justin Lakey says that the concept of Ikigai entails do something, you should do something that is fun, you are good at, people need, and people want. It kind of sums it up. I need to look at that. I need to write that down. Look what I do. You want to know how to improve? This is priority 2, improve yourself. Yeah, so that's something that Seth and I would disagree on. Ikigai. I need to look up Ikigai. So Seth says, I mean, he's young. I'd rather him not care about any type of growth for posting. All right. If you don't want to grow, don't grow. But if he wants to grow, he needs to do what I said. If he just wants to have fun, he needs to do what you said. But remember that having fun was part of what I said. I'll only believe Mike is stealing Seth's content if he starts kicking bottles. I think I'm going to do some board breaking in the next couple weeks. I feel called to break boards. I haven't done it in a long time, and I feel a calling to break boards. I think the last board I broke was probably 15 years ago. But I want to break some boards. I appreciate those of you who stuck around, and I hope that I was able to serve you well tonight. I hope that you got some value out of this. If you did get some value out of it, make sure you do all the stuff, click all the things. Jim M, can you make a video on how to use everyday household items for self-defense? Yes, improvised weapons is coming up. That's literally on the list. That's on one of my lists, improvised weapons. Longshot Martial Arts says, I'm going to see if I can steal 540 and post it despite Sensei Seth. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Icy Mike is feeling the Karate Nerd's influence. Yep. I went to order one of his gis because they're so nice, but they're so expensive. I want one of the Karate Nerd's gis so bad. They look so good. They look really nice, and he designed them. So I want one of those gis. I'm gonna have one of those gis. All right. Well, we're gonna hop off here tonight. 7:30 clients in the morning. Love you guys so much. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.